All right, welcome back to the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix. And today we have a special guest, a long time friend of mine who came and totally blessed us with her presence. Veronica, could you tell the people a little something about yourself there?
Yes, my name is Veronica Pearson. I am a filmmaker, producer, as well as a global media consultant for Fortune 550 companies and different artists and activists. So,
ooh, y'all hear that?
That's the best I can say.
Dang.
And I'm me.
There you go.
So that's it.
I heard that Fortune 500.
Fortune 500. You know what that means? That means we got better friends than you.
Our food better.
That's great. Black excellence, you know?
Black
we love it.
excellence.
We love to see it. So
Yep, funky fresh in the flesh.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into filmmaking.
Well, so I did two things growing up. I was always designing clothes or writing. And so writing, and I was always a researcher and back then it was called argumentative person. But I was always a combative, so to speak. So I was on debate teams, different things like that. And so my mom and everybody thought I'd either be a lawyer or some type of judge, but I wasn't either. I just liked to research and have an opinion in about different subjects. And so I did fashion for a number of years, but writing would always pull me. So I did it for articles. I did it for different, at the time, blogs when they were just starting. But I know I wanted what I wrote to be on television. Because I realized later on, I didn't have a bad time apparently, because I was an avid TV watcher. I was woke when Hunter came on and Silk Stockings. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But I was awake during like 12 and 1 o'clock and watching those shows, and I watched everything, which I think blessed me to be able to write the way I write. Because when I'm writing about different ethnicities, I can get their voices. And so I used to watch everything from Falcon Crest to Different World to, Barnaby Jones to Big Valley. I watched all of those things. And so I said, okay, do it the way you want it to end, which is on the screen. Yeah. So I started writing, and I had a lot of clients already through my fashion, working on sets and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, how do you format the scripts? Because I had the ideas. They come to me everywhere. And because I had a business background, I've always been a seller since I was a little kid. I was like, I understood the business and the art of selling. So movies to me were just nothing but emotional marketing. How do I get you to feel whatever it is, whether it's horror, whether it's love, whether it's whatever. And those characters had to feel something, even if they were ignorant characters in our term. But that's what I wanted to do. So I got into writing, and then I had the business acronym. So it was like, how do I control it myself? And so I volunteered for a lot of sets, and people would be surprised because it was like, well, you make this, it don't matter. I needed to learn what I needed to learn. Right. From the base. So I took classes in PA work, grip work, lighting, everything. Wow. To have an idea, because I never wanted to be, if you didn't show up, I knew how to random lights. And so it just took on from there. And I would just hire people and build crews and then connecting. And I was always a person who could network and connect, because it doesn't help when you're pretty. And it doesn't hurt rather when you're pretty. And then once they get to know you, they're like, oh, damn, man, she's smart. And so that opened a lot of doors. Right, so I started doing global work, like for whether it was Dubai or whether it was in Paris. Right now I'm working on Josephine Baker's story. So whether there's different things, you say, how do I tell these stories and how do I control it? So that's how I got into it. I was always an artist, creating something, and then always saying, how can I convince people of something? How can I sell them on something? So
I think that's key. Like a lot of people who get into the industry, they just think about like the creative part, but they forget about the part of like actually, it's a business, man. You got to be able to make money. You got to be able to support yourself. And so, that's interesting that you were talking about that.
But see, the thing I tell people, too, because it's very rare. I've had, like, big name production companies I've had meetings with, and they said it's very rare when you find someone who could be a creative and the business part, because it's hard to be that. When I was designing clothes, I had my own boutique, and I had to be the marketer, the designer, the shipping, doing the shipping labels, everything. And that takes away from the art because you're so focused on logistical things, which are logical. Right. Art is more subjective, creative, it flows. That's why you have people who create art, they hire managers, they hire people for that, because they're like, I don't want it to take up my space. Right. And so I'm good at compartmentalizing. That's good and bad sometimes, depending on what it is. And I was able to say the business part and still keep the business part in creating the art so to speak. Like, how do I get this character to sell you on him or her? So yeah, so it's very hard. So it's not like people should feel bad about it. But when you're starting out, you indie and you one man band, if you don't know how to be nice to, you know, network with people and get people to help you, you better figure it out real quick.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're not a comprehensive person, you're gonna be all over the place. Right. So, yeah.
Let me. You mentioned fashion, and we see you definitely fashion forward. How'd you get into the fashion aspect of it? Because it's an art.
I'm a
in
Southern
itself
woman
too, right?
So I'm a Southern woman from Charles. So my grandmother, she always dressed us a certain way. My mom always dressed a certain way. We wore slips under our skirts and everything. And it was always presenting yourself well. So the same thing goes like, so I always like looks or putting looks together, whether from as a little kid to now, and getting into fashion was like, I like Dynasty. I used to like all these shows that were these soap operas, and so I used to draw a lot. It used to piss my mom off because I would take the loose leaf paper that she would buy and glue all 200 sides together to create a catalog. And she was like, "That's for school," but I would just draw before I even knew how to technically draw. I would just draw the clothes, and my grandmother would show me how to sew.
Okay.
And so it just went. So I started making money in school, cutting out letters and people jeans and making the fabric purple in the back of the blues. I was getting my little hustle, making stuff like that. But I got into that then as you realize, like, the clothes is still a story. Because when people see me, they like, okay, who is that person? How do I get to know her? And then it's just me naturally. So it creates a conversational piece. Or I just like to look and present myself well.
I got you.
You know, so because I want to give that person all of me that's the best of me, as well as present myself in the way I like to be presented. So it just flowed like that. So yeah, when you look dusty, ain't nobody trying to talk to you.
Sometimes I be dusty. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I wear my sweats when I'm working out, but it's still, I don't know why, it's a presentation to me. You know what I mean? Like, you get the idea that I'm working out. You get the idea. So it's just not like you always got to be on, but you always have to care about your presentation.
Right.
What you're doing. So that's just me. But yeah, I always loved clothes. You know that. And you know me for over 27 years. And it's subtle and something. I termed tastefully hoochie 20-something years ago.
Tastefully hoochie.
One of my friends was like, so if I'm naked up here, I'm covered to the bottom. If I'm short down to the bottom, I'm covered up here. So it's like, you gotta be tastefully hoochie. You can't be naked to the bottom and the top.
Right.
You gotta at least something.
You gotta have a little nuance there.
Something there.
Dang, that's what's up.
So for somebody who's like thinking about getting into like a creative industry, what is some like advice that you would give them for that?
You gotta work. So that's the thing. I see a lot lack of work ethic and tough skin to hear no, or not even no critique. So some people don't want to be critiqued, and they're like, "Oh no, you just don't see the vision." You know, and then you buy into every talking head that say, well, God gave me the vision, or it's my idea. You know, you just don't understand it. First of all, if you can't convey it, you don't even understand it.
Yes.
And so you have to be willing to listen to critique, but get critique from the proper places, I should say. Don't just get critique from people that love you or like you even, or that you're working for, because they know a product they want to sell. And that might not necessarily be good art, so to speak. And so you have to go. So when people send me their work, and I do script consulting, so I will tear it apart. I never say, oh, I don't like it, or I like it. I tell you why it doesn't work. Because from what you want it to do. So if you came to me and said, hey, this character, I've had people send me stuff and the character's a spy, right? I'm like, why does spy always getting his ass beat? What kind of spy is this? You see what I'm saying? So you like, no, why is he fighting here, but he's losing here and here and here, and then the story breaks apart right here. So you have to get with someone who can tell you why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to be able to explain your vision to them, because you have to tell me, what do you want it to say? What do you want it to convey? And somebody, hopefully, who has a broad understanding of different genres, not just comedy or action, but also anime. Also, you know, Harajuku type of stuff. Like, you want to get that person to, if they possibly can understand that. And like I said, main thing is critiquing your work ethic. Then you have to be willing. You have to be willing to do what you need to do. That's the main thing. You got to be willing to do what you need to do. Otherwise, you're wasting time. By any means necessary.
I feel like there's a lot of people who aren't willing to put in the work that it takes to like do this. Like it's not like going to a regular job. You know, like you have to be a self-starter. You have to be self-motivated. you have to really like go after it. You can't just sit there and wait for things to happen for you, you know. And I think a lot of people forget about that.
Be respectful of your time and the knowledge that you have and don't have. Yeah. And so that's the self-starting comes from, because we made everything seem so easy. Oh, just film yourself on YouTube. Just film yourself on the phone. Just film yourself. And then you got people who literally, so we had the Sundance Lab in Charlotte for a number of years. We co-partnered with them. And literally they get about 40,000 submissions for competition.
I can believe that.
And he said some of it was people wedding videos or something someone shot at their homeboy on the, say, oh, because they wanted, what you hoping the judges see past the stupidness and say, oh my God, you got talent. You literally spent that money and got into this competition and wasted these people's time because you just said, let me throw anything and let them see it. You know? And so that's what I mean by they make you think anything, if it go viral, you got a minute. I have clients who have millions of followers, and it's like a hamster wheel. They gotta stay on all the time. And then on top of that, they gotta create, because what's the change? The deviation from you and somebody else. And then they don't make as much money people think they make without sponsorships and everything. Yeah. But people make it so easy, and then make it, if it doesn't work, you got to give up. You know, nothing wrong with a side hustle till you get your main hustle done. I tell people your job, if you have something you're going towards, consider your job as your primary investor. That's how you look at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't look at it like, man, I had this job. No, that's my primary investor for me to do what I need to do right now.
Exactly.
You know, because you got to eat. You got to pay your bills.
Exactly.
Right. The energy company don't want to hear you got a vision.
Right.
They be like, exactly. They be like, let your vision ain't paid for yet. No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's just we made it seem too easy because you can strip your clothes off on OnlyFans and get 10 grand. Oh man, she did this. But think about the mental toil to think that's all you can achieve is taking your clothes off. And we've gotten, and we become a society, not to segue, we become a society where my grandmother used to taught us, people believe money covers a multitude of sins. And I never really understood that until as I was aging and realized how many excuses we make for people just because they rich or just because they get money. Oh, she get money. Why y'all hating? Because she get money. I ain't hating on that chick. Got a pauper coochie in the middle of the screen for some damn dollars. I'm not. What I'm saying is like that's the bottom barrel, especially for women, because that's all they pretty much gave you to sell or be able to support yourself for centuries. Like that's bottom barrel. Being able to strip and be able to take clothes off.
Let me ask you, you say it with privilege, right? So, and we do know that money equates some level of privilege. You think that same level of privilege equates to some black people as well? Because as long as you got money?
Yeah, because you think how many black people we grew up with who thought because they had money, it didn't mean racism wasn't hitting them or they wasn't the N-word. I'm not, you know, you say it on here, but they wasn't the N-word and stuff like that. So they equated to, oh, I got money now, so I'm better than you. Just same way you got some black people who swear if they got a higher education, they was better than other black people. And they would celebrate things like, oh, I'm the only black in this community. So that means they kept everybody else out who could afford it. But they want these privileges because a lot of people like to be white adjacent. And so they like to be white adjacent, they like to be power adjacent. Because you think about all the white people and all the black people, even Asian people, Indian people, who did not care for Trump at all, but they wanted to be next to him because it was power. So they like to be power adjacent. So you can say, oh, well, he next to power, so he powerful. But that's the thing. You can be next to a whole lot of power and be powerless. Because just like people would name drop to me, oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. And this me, well, have you worked with them? We can know a whole lot of people. But have they trusted you enough to work with you? That's a whole different conversation. So yeah, people like that privilege comes. Black people take it into account. Some black people still do it now, thinking because they got money or they got this that they're better or they deem better than the average. I said, but who was the person that defined how black people are defined? The same person, the same people you fighting for acceptance on?
Right.
They give me that definition. You know, so that's the thing I look at. Like, they get brought back real quick when somebody call them the N-word. They face.
It looks like white people. Of course, you expect them to have the wealth, and their privilege extends from the color of their skin. But like you said, black people, their privilege is going to extend from their education or their wealth. You know what I mean? I think that's why. Some of them maybe, wear like a lot of big name brands. And I get it. Sometimes if it's your money, you can do what you want to do. But I think a lot of times black people, because they always say because they didn't have these things, so therefore they buy these things to feel better about themselves. Which is nothing wrong with that, But then some people would actually even say that, I remember I watched this one video with the rapper name Walker Flocka. Walker Flocka, right? Once he made it, and he was like, he stopped buying. I guess he still wear nice things, but I guess he started wearing a bunch of jewelry and Rolls Royce and stuff like that. So they were saying he did a video and he said that why he stopped buying why he didn't buy a Rolls Royce and nothing like that no more, because Dick Gregory stopped him, and he was like, well, what happened? He said Dick Gregory said why you buying that? Of course, he used the N word. Be like, and why you buying a car like that? So you can ride through the hood and show that we can't afford it. No, you don't know. And he realized it. Damn, you know what? That's exactly what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? To throw it up in other people's face, but it's like you're shitting on your own people. You know what I'm saying? Or what? In other words, I shouldn't say that. You stunning. You know what I'm saying? Or you stunting on your own people, whatever. And some people will say that well, I do this to show you that you can do this too. And I get it, and that's all good as well. But the same way some people are going to look, some people going to be envious, you know what I'm saying, of that, you know what I mean? And they're going to want to take what you have because they feel like you stunting on them or you throwing it up in their face and things like that, But so that's where I think some of the black people privilege come from, the form of their wealth and things like that.
But it does, because they made us feel like we had to have validation externally. So that's what the name brand stuff was.
Exactly.
That was, think about it. We literally was fighting. And so somebody asked this question, do I think civil rights set us back, or integration set us back?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, it did.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
somebody was looking at me and they was like explaining. I said, literally, we had our own doctor's office, stores, grocery stores, lawyer offices, everything. I said, we literally was fighting for the rights to force white people to accept our money. Because by us saying white people accepted our money, we assumed they accepted us. And because they put themselves in such a hierarchy of power, of saying we are the deemers of what's important, we was like, as soon as they accept us, we somebody. You have black businesses right now don't feel like they're prospering unless they got white clients.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching this in these business classes, and I'm like, okay, but how are they making all these millions off of us when you saying you can't make none off your own people? But they're making all this money off of you. And so that was so when they get those understandings of you want to sit here with people validate, and this is the thing too, we got to stop thinking all white people got their shit together. Okay, because you know how many broke white people, what white people don't do is white people ain't got no programs for white people who can't make it. They ain't got no, let me get a white program here for this white man who can't get out the trailer. Let me get a white job program here. All that Fox News talk all day long. They never had no programs for none of these white people. Because I believe a lot of white people feel, you white in America, how the hell you ain't making it?
Yeah.
So they're not doing that. But we understand we have to do that because sometimes there are rooms I'm only in. Like sometimes I've been in rooms I'm the only black, and I'm the only black female, I'm the only female. You understand me? So I go in representing the way I need to represent. And when people are like, well, are you worried about them, casting on a contract or fine? That's the first of all, they called me, I didn't call them. See the difference? I said, two, money don't move me. They didn't make me, so how you gonna break something you didn't make? And so that's the thing, you have to sit there and understand that privilege comes from, they made all these rappers feel if you don't show the stunting, you don't show the growth. You can't show your money. And that's the difference from me saying you can achieve this too, meaning I'm going back and teaching you something, or I'm giving you the outlet to learn, right? Versus all I see you doing is a whip. And all you talk about is shooting at a black dude all day long. All you talking about is popping your coochie. Please tell me how growth is that. None of the strip clubs that I've ever known and had to deal with, because I don't go to strip clubs, but I do the business for a lot of marketing. I was like, are owned by women. How the hell you women ain't owning strip clubs? I open a strip club and cater to the man, put a crown on his head when he walked through the door, be like, hey, king. I make him feel so special, have a membership on his ass, everything. I said, but that's the thing. When you look at these avenues that they say, oh, we're here to show you, so you stunting on me more than teaching me. And we've got too much wealth right now and too much knowledge to still be where we're at.
Yeah, because they say our buying power is still astronomical.
Do you understand how much black women alone? So right now, you see all the political ads will be advertised towards black women because we are one of the highest voting demographics. Right. You see you go on Target, how many in the lotion or the beauty section, how many of them ads got black women on it? Boom. I said, how many ones in the mall? How many ones on television? If they show ambiguously black women, they're trying to cross all spectrums because we spend $1.8 trillion a year.
Yeah, and
That's just us.
At one time they wouldn't even advertise to you guys at all. You know what I mean? No products for y'all.
Now we the biggest advertiser demographic they go after. We vote the most. We got the highest rate of college graduates, more than white men. A study just came out the other day. They did a study studying CEOs of Fortune 500 to 50 companies. They separated them in black men, white men. And number one was black women. Number two was white women. Number three was black men. Number four was white men. So ask yourself, the men who control majority of the business, how they coming in last? Yeah. When it comes to CEOs who got progressive companies, and they not talking about diversity, they talk about money-wise, like their portfolios and what they're making. They coming in last. We coming in first because we always feel we got more to prove, and we gonna make it happen because we learn we got to make it happen.
Yeah.
And black women are still by far the fastest growing entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
too.
we still number one 5 years
in a row. Yeah, straight. Yeah.
But what that do for us? No, I'm being real with people. I say, what does that?
Y'all get that bag and y'all stunt on people.
No, that's the but we ain't
That's
stunting.
kind of what happens.
But that and then we ain't stunting on somebody. You got to pick your struggle. Am I going to be, especially for black women who are single, and majority of these women are single.
Yes.
I say, so if I'm gonna be single and not getting or waiting on or looking for whatever the right mate, right? Or if my money gonna be low, you better pick a struggle. I can control my money. I can control to a certain extent what I'm making, what I'm doing. I can't control how somebody else is gonna react when we're in relationships. You see what I'm saying? So I'm picking the struggle, and the struggle ain't about to be me broke and by myself. Shit. It's like, no.
Yeah. Like the whole stunting part, I guess to some degree, like I said, I only can speak for myself. I don't care to be real flashy, and I don't hate on nobody else who do it or whatever. And I'm sure some of them probably are doing this. Only thing I would say is what I would do is if you're gonna be flashy, that's all fine and good. Just help the next sister. You know what I'm saying? Or the black brother or whoever, somebody look like you, help them come up, and then in turn they pay you back by paying it forward by helping the next person.
That's what you want to happen with anything, even if a person's not flashy. I don't like a lot of name brand stuff on me because I'm not your billboard. You know what I mean? That's me personally.
Well, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, right, because he got the P across his chest. But I'm not your billboard, so that's why I don't like.
Yeah,
and but plus, I like things that are more subtle, so they last me a couple more years longer. I ain't gonna be like, damn, that shit came out in 1988. You rocking? No.
When it's so flashy, right? They gonna know, you had that back in the day.
Right. I can rock this 20, 30 years later and still look good. So I'm just not that person.
One thing I'll say about my parents, like my dad, he really didn't want us to wear any like logos or anything like that. And at the time, when you're younger, you're like, man, I want to just like throw something on that like means something. Because, you're hanging out with your friends and stuff like that. And they got all the logos and all the signs and stuff like that.
Yep.
But we weren't allowed to do that. We had to have like plain T-shirts, no logos, no Lakers, no, whatever, team that you were, repping or whatnot. So
y'all couldn't even wear the Lakers?
Nah, man. He went.
You a Lakers fan?
He had Yeah, I know. He had a problem with that. So, I mean, that's really why, like, because I remember y'all back in the day, y'all used to like laugh at me because I didn't like walk around with like Jordans and like. Name brand shoes and like Nikes.
I wouldn't laugh
or
at you because
like
of that. I was laughing at you with that damn haircut. You the haircut your head.
But no, to be honest,
he was hating.
To be honest, what happened was like growing up that way, like I didn't really need that stuff, and to feel like validated. And so even though like at the time I like hated it, like. I feel so much like self-esteem not being able to have something like that on me in order to like feel good around people. Exactly. Exactly. And so they were instilling that in me like when I was younger, and like now, I mean, I'll like, put on something like this, Carolina or something like that every once in a while, but I don't feel like I have to like go and buy stuff in order to feel good about myself.
But that's what we should be teaching each other. But you got older people still on that same stuff.
Yeah.
And like we need to, because right now we still like we're Xers. Right, we're Xers. Me and you are Xers, Generation X.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you're.
I'm like
he's a millennial.
I'm like millennial. Okay. Yeah.
And see, so
I just made it.
Yeah, all these generations where. Our generation did the same thing with Jordan sneakers and all that. It was that validation because you felt like you were somebody. And for black people that grew up in a hood type environment, that's what it was. Like, oh, you don't have anything else but these sneakers.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have anything else but this jersey.
And I have one Jordan.
Right.
Yeah. So, but for me, it was like, nobody man should be more important than mine. To me. To me. And I guess I grew up with a sense of like, I didn't need the name brand stuff. I didn't need, like I said, my mom always kept me cute and everything like that. It was a hustle mentality too. I didn't realize at the time, because there was a lady who used to steal from Montgomery Ward. And she'd come around, hey, I got Ronnie's size. And my mom be like, all right, let me see what you got. So I always stayed nice. I'm not saying that's right, what happened. Okay. But you get in where you fit in.
She said, don't blame my mama.
They blame my mom. My mom was like, kept a sister cute all the time.
Yeah.
But I always, and I never grew up, even as a female, there was never anything told me that I couldn't do something. So when females are, oh, I was told I couldn't do this because I'm a girl, I was like, who said that? Nobody never told me that. You know what I mean? So I never heard that at all. So I didn't need that validation of, oh, but only men can do that. Right. I stayed in the lane I could dominate, and which was being my female self. You know what I'm saying? And that's the lane I did in, whether it was pageants or whether it was arguing about a project or whatever. I operate in that space. So I didn't need the external validation. I was like, nigga, I'm cute, period. Oh, damn, I said the word.
Hey,
Scratch that.
Good.
Scratch that.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah. Scratch that word.
But it's all good. And that's a good way to raise your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Don't stifle her growth. You know what I mean? If I had a daughter, that's exactly it. You know, I would tell her she can do and be whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. If her mind, what is it? If your mind can
conceive it, yeah.
If your mind can
conceive it, it can happen or something like that. We jacking up the quote. We jacking up the quote.
If you can believe it, you can achieve it.
There you go. That High School Musical Bill poster.
Yeah.
But my daughter is like that. So my youngest is 16. Well, she'll be 17 in February, and she's like that. But you know, when we teaching girls to be independent, at the same time, we have to teach them to lean on their counterpart when it's necessary, not when they're offering. Because my daughter, I have 2 older sons, and she always like carrying the groceries. And I was like, you know what, let me get her out of that when her brothers be trying to take the grocery bags from her. And I was like, Kara, let them take the bags. Because I'm thinking in my mind, I don't want you to be so focused on being independent, you don't know how to take help. Yeah. And so one day she told me, and I realized I was projecting on her, because she was like, Mom, I'm not doing this because I don't think my brothers can help me. She said, I like using my muscles. So see, I was projecting, thinking it might have been something else that she wanted to prove or something. She just felt like, because I'm independent, because you saw me, but she also saw her dad, which is my ex-husband. He carried the groceries. He tell the boys, get the groceries. You see stuff like that. But she's like, no, I just like using my muscles, Mom. So sometimes it's not what you think it is. But you have to make sure, especially for women, you got to expand the understanding of what their role is, and what they want their man role to be in this world, whether that's a brother, a dad, or whatever. Because their first example is their father. So you couldn't impress my daughter with chimas. You know, taking her to Chima's, which is like a Brazilian bistro type of place. But it's like $60 and up, right? A plate. So you couldn't, as a young man, come to her at 17 and say, oh, I'm going to take you here. And she'd be like, oh my God, he taking me there. Because her dad took her there when she was like 6. You know, or you can't impress her by buying her sneakers or telling her she's pretty or telling her she's smart, because that was already instilled in her. You know what I mean? So when you instilled your boys too, I taught my boys the same way I taught my daughter to value her virginity or her body when it comes to sex. I taught my boys the same thing. I was like, you don't give every girl this. The same thing I'm teaching her, respect yours too, because you got a lot of succubuses out here. And so we have to instill those same qualities, our value system for self-worth into boys and girls.
What do you think a man's role is in a relationship?
Well, what you need him to do is different by every person. But I feel across the board for everyone, a man's role for a woman is to be that protector, that provider, and security that she needs in whatever aspect that is. So when people talk about, like, what's your love language? And people would ask me, like, what's your love language? I say security. And they say, Veronica, that's not one. That's what need to be one. But security for me, but see, the automatic mindset to people is security means money. Right? But I said, no, security means with my time, with my body, with my affections, and if my finances come into play. So, because a woman, I don't care what woman you got and what they're trying to say, a woman will open up to you fully if she does not feel secure. And I mean, not the security some of you women tend to imagine in your mind from dudes. I mean, actually showing you he got you. You know what I mean?
Even some men too. They don't open up if they don't feel secure.
That's the same. Men don't feel it either. And it's because we need each other in that space of security. It's just different understanding. Men are very logical. That's what I love about men. Women are more emotionally based. So we can multitask like crazy. Ain't no man multitasking. You get that joke in 2 things. He be like, all right, I'm gonna do this one right now. And I'm gonna get it. And he gonna do it flawless. But we gonna multitask like crazy because that's just the way, for me, I believe in God, how we were built. And so we try to assign these things by saying if a man was too emotional, he was feminine. He's a human being, but patriarchal started selling us that. And we gravitate towards that. Punch your son in the chest if he crying. You know, back in the day, that's how they used to do. Don't let him cry. Don't let him do this. But you realize we gave men 2 ways of activating their emotions. It was fighting and sex. And so when you do that, so all he can respond to is when some woman giving him something sexually or when something pop up. We didn't tell him you can cry, you can talk to me, I can hug you. None of that stuff because we didn't understand emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
So that tends to be the problem. So you know, so I'm looking at that. What happened?
I forgot.
He got so wrapped up. He got so wrapped up. He forget our ambient.
By the way, like that was good. What you just said there.
Yeah, man. Okay. That's dead on. Fighting and sex. Yeah.
I watched myself because I normally said fighting and fucking, but I was like,
do both.
Right. He's like, I'm a lover and a fighter.
Maybe that's what that term.
Yeah, I'm a lover and a fighter. Yep. So you think about it, I'm a lover and a fighter. But that's the thing.
But that's dead on what you said though.
That's
dead on what you said.
But we got to give each other that space. So it's like how the way that's conveyed is depending on your personality. Yeah. You know, like so for me, don't play around. Not call or text me. You know. So I'm like, because I like to acknowledge that I'm on your mind. You know,
I think that's a lot of women though, right?
But no, that's men too. Because let me tell you, when you sit there with that man and you like, hey, how you doing? You good? He be like, oh, she think about me. You see what I'm saying? It feeds the same. I'm important to them.
I don't know if I'm like that. But I get what you're saying.
I do get what you're saying. More men tend to be more physical touch with their love language.
I think maybe if I know she good and nothing going on, like I don't have to hear from her all the time. No, I won't lie now. Say a whole damn a week or 2.
First of all, you a week. You better be a day 2. Hey. You ain't talking to your woman.
But you know, like if a week, you know, say 7 days, I'm gonna say a week. Then I'll probably be like, oh, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead for 5 days because you ain't checked on me. You didn't ask how I was doing. I'm stressed out. You see what I'm saying?
And you know, we go with, you know, I'm not a big phone person. A big I communicate, but I communicate in spurts.
Well, what did I tell you when you told me that, Veronica? You know I'm not a big phone person. What did I tell you? Do you remember?
No.
I told him this. He said, I'm not a big phone person. I said, okay, I get that. I said, but friendship or any relationship works 2 ways. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm going to need you not to stand on that's just my character. I'm going to need you to say, okay, well, damn, I know, you know, people like me checking on them every now and then. Because you don't want to be the only one always checking on your friend. You don't want to be the only one always checking on your man, your woman. Because then it feels one-sided. And there's no reciprocity with it.
So you like, in other words, you know, big phone, but I'm going to need you to do better.
And that's why I cut him off. I said, I ain't calling you no more. And he hit me. He was like, man, you good, homie? I was like, right. Because you have to make people understand the value of your presence. Not to say you need to make me so important in your life, but understand the value of my presence because time is very valuable. That's why that's my language. When a guy was like, oh, you like gifts? I said, I do like gifts, but not for the reason you think. I like gifts because that means you thought about me. You took the time, which is so precious, out to buy it, to mail it. You took the time to get me an e-gift card.
Not saying he just give you a gift just because you just want gifts.
Yeah.
But I can get
I like
that.
time. No, but that's me. Some women are gift people.
Yeah.
I like gifts because the time that was involved.
See, if I'm going to give a gift, let me do it because I want... For me, I don't know. It's like I get rebellious. Yeah. If you expect me to do something, I damn sure ain't gonna do it.
And see,
I ain't gonna because for me, it don't feel genuine.
Yeah, if you don't want nobody to give you a gift that they don't want to give it to you.
But some women don't care.
Yeah, some women want the gift because they want the gift, not you, not what you're giving behind it. So that's the difference in that. But it's like, but don't be so rebellious where you can't understand that for whatever reason that's her language.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, you are preaching.
But think about it. That is her. No, you're right. That's her language, right?
This is good stuff.
If she expect this? So I don't think to me, and I'm not in her head.
Okay, but why
it
is she expecting it?
special? Because you say that's her language.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's her language. But here's the thing. The way you start a relationship is how that woman gonna want you to keep that relationship going.
Of course,
right? So if a
that's
dude
why I
get
don't
me
start a relationship with money,
right? And then you obviously don't start calling either. So
yeah,
so,
I think.
what are you talking about? Yeah, you do what I do.
No, I'm just saying. I'm about to say something. So I think that you have to kind of maintain a consistency.
Yep. True,
and
I agree.
You know, I mean, I think for a lot of men, it's tough to maintain that because we are. Like, especially if you're like an introvert, because I'm very much an introvert, and like I need my space. I need time to like decompress and like have time alone.
Oh my God!
But I know that women want that consistency. They want you to be there, and I mean, I was dating this one girl, and like if I didn't text her for like 30 minutes, she would lose it. And I'm like, yo,
that's too much already.
I can't do it.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
No,
because we don't want clingy either.
Yeah.
We want our space too. We want our space, and we want to come together when we want to come together with y'all as well.
Yeah.
And I think so the initial part of that relationship when it comes to texting us, for me, for me and friends that I have, when we talk about, it's the building that bond. Because here's the thing, friendships, sexual or just platonic or family friendships, they're nothing without intimacy. So in order to build that, I gotta know you, that we click. I gotta know. That's why you can date somebody and talk online all you want, but till you get face to face and feel that energy, you like, you was good online. This ain't a good person. So you have to build that intimacy, because that's why people think having sex all over the place means something. No, it don't, because you can tag anybody. But in order for it to feel something or mean something, it has to be intimacy to make it better. Otherwise, I'm getting up and be like, hey, lock my door on your way out. You know what I mean?
Want to get a nut.
And then the nut ain't even that good, because you like, this sucks.
What Biggie say? As soon as I see the semen, I'm leaving.
But that's what it is.
But no, I do get what you're saying. But what, like you said about consistency, right? And I agree with you 100%. Do you agree with it too, Brooks?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now let's say how I am, but let's say if I started off doing a bunch of texting and calling all the time, stuff like that, right? Knowing me how I am, eventually it gonna die off. Yeah. Because I know that ain't really me.
Yeah.
So
you trying to get that passive income, that passive. Right. I don't know.
He won't get credit for what he did in the past. Yeah. You want credit?
I communicate.
Remember when I called you?
I communicate. I'm not gonna say it might not be a whole lot, but I communicate enough. But at least they know, they can say, "Damn, I might have heard from him this day. I ain't hear from him in 2 days. But at least he consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give nobody false hope.
Yep.
And that's why I always say, like, I have some partners who one still live in Atlanta, and them dudes, like, I'm talking about like early 2000s. Them dudes been in six figures. Crib look like MTV cribs. We used to go out there kicking with them dudes. I'm talking about Lexus, Benz, all that stuff, right? 3-story house. We go out there and hang out with them, right? When them dudes meet a girl, dudes leave with money. And sometimes, and even and I got a partner, and I know you know one of my partners, he can attest to this. The females would I even heard one female even come back and tell me, I'm not gonna say the dude's name. They even come back say, no, they even come back and say, yeah, he do this and that, but dang, them dudes, they corny. Them dudes corny. Real talk,
real talk, because you lead with money.
They lead with money, right? Money. So, and then, you got a dude with a decent personality who might get a low leave, but them girls still kicking with him because, hey, well, hell, he paying for meal. He won't take me some places. That's why I said I never leave with money, because then if I did that, then I got to maintain that. The same way, like you said, the same way I get her, the same way I got to keep her. So I just try to be myself and how I am. And then when far as money come into play, let's gradually build to that. But so I know that's not the only thing you're looking for.
I'll tell you this, when people think, okay, women just want money and they gold diggers, right? Or they just want you to spend money on them. For men, if a man give you his time and his money, because men are very, like, hoarderish with their resources. Okay? So what I mean, and I'm not talking about bad hoarderish thing. I mean, like, men value their time and their money, right? So if a man is not giving you them two things right there, he ain't interested. Straight point blank period. Okay? And so when you sitting there, so now because men, I don't care who the man is and saying, I'm here to save the world, or I want to become president to save the world, or I want to become the best engineer, the best doctors, majority of men doing that to get a woman. And the level that they rise to is determining the level of woman that they're going to get.
Yeah.
And so when you sit there and look at these resources, they're like, well, let me trick this off because that's what I'm getting it for, to get the type of woman I want to get, right? And so, so when you're sitting there and you don't have a man who's spending money on you, because I need to know you can be of service to me. Because I already know I'm going to be of service to you. If you cater to me, I'm going to cater to you, right? But if off the bat, you like, well, goddamn, I can't get a cup of tea. Well, damn, I can't get a flower. Well, damn, he don't want to pay for dinner. I'm already knowing you're not even willing to share resources. So when a woman tells me, oh, girl, my man got money, is he spending any on you? Then I don't care that he got money. Because if he's not giving me any of that or any time, because when they say, well, I was just busy today, so I couldn't hit you. How quick was that when I said, hey, how you doing? Oh, good morning today, baby. I'm gonna try to hit you later, but I'm busy.
Right.
But at least you know that person thought about you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I know plenty of women that make more than their man do. Okay, plenty. Wives made more than their husbands do. They don't care. So that discussion needs to die in social media. Women do not care if their man makes less than them, if their man is giving them the best from what they're making. Listen to what I'm saying. If their man is giving them the best from what they're making, that man bringing you spiritual growth, physical growth, financial growth. Even if he's not making more, I can be making 200,000. He making 80, but he's giving me the best out of that 80. Cause that money ain't keeping neither one of us warm at night. That money ain't keeping no hugs on the table. That money is just for resources. So the bigger we are in this house, the more I love on him, he love on me. The more we grow spiritually here and there. That money gonna multiply. Why you think people who in these BS relationships faking it just because they still look pretty on picture? On Facebook, why they still stagnant with their money? Because mentally in that house, spiritually in that house, and physically in that house, there's no growth. They doing it for the cameras. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. They stunting. Because Charles, we know a whole lot of fake couples. And they run here, Jack and Jill, 100 Black Man, all this signified sorority bullshit. And you looking at them like, y'all sleep in separate beds. But women, and I put too much time in, I don't want to leave. Men, I don't want to lose half.
Yeah.
So you willing to stay emotionally deficit and these plastic bubbles a piece versus going to say, you know what, I'm going to rock out with this half because if I'm a child of God, I'm going to get my money back. Or I'm willing to not, or the devil, I don't want to live with the devil.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. But we put so much emphasis on things and that person mentally physically. That's why when Dr. Miles Monroe said you give a woman a house, she gonna turn it to a home. You give her a seed, she gonna make a baby. Same thing. We are multipliers. You bring it, we multiplying it. That's why we supposed to feed off each other. Yeah. So that's why I tell people, women don't care if they making more than a man, if he's giving them the best out of that money and he ain't complaining about his job.
But let me hold on. Let me check. What about the women? Because there are some women who want you to own the bus.
Yeah.
You know, I see like.
But what's the reason half I want you to own the bus?
Well,
they either want you to own the bus because they grew up in deficit households and they tired of struggling to see their mama struggle, right? And their daddy ain't did nothing, right? Or they want him to own the bus because a lot of women, and I know some people don't like this, a lot of women want to be housewives. They want to be, they're taking care of their kids or they want to be taking care of their man. They don't want to work, and that's fine. So they've got to get a man who can be financially stable.
And I understand.
So it's not all they want to buy tricked out stuff. Some of them want it for a reason. You know what I mean? So they either want that man to provide because they like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. So I can't get with a man who isn't financially stable, not necessarily making 6 figures, but he got to know how to manage his damn money for 2 or 3 people.
But I see some on social media. Some of these women want to do with a bag.
Yeah,
they want.
Well,
and that's the
then when they get to do with the bag, she don't know what the guy to give him attention. They're willing to risk to do with the bag with the guy who loves them.
Sometimes like I saw some of Kendra stuff, right? Kendra G, she did the relationship thing, and these females they want course. Most women, I can say most women want them to be 6 foot plus or whatever, you know.
Lift me up, Tarzan.
Right, and then she, then they want course millionaire, and she would ask them. She would say, "Look, have you actually been around me? I'm sure he's tall. Some of them haven't even dealt with millionaires." She said, "Let me. If you haven't been around millionaires like that, how you know you ready to deal with a millionaire?" She said, "Normally, these guys who are millionaires, they are the busiest ones. They ain't gonna have that attention all the time for you. And just because the same way you want them, their other women going to want
They
them
got
too.
standards
So
too.
they got the pick of the litter. Other women coming at them. For one, they tall the way they want, you know. So they already getting attention because she said most of your taller men are arrogant. You know, I guess you can have short, arrogant men too.
Oh,
as
I
well.
know some of them. So
You know
yeah,
what
they
I'm
ain't all
saying?
tall men.
But yeah, she was saying a lot of them, you know, because they know that they are considered like the cream of the crop, which is a farce, I believe. Just a matter how a person treats you, regardless of height or weight or whatever. But she was like, you know, most of the women coming to them, the millionaires and the tall dudes. So she said, "Are you cool if, for whatever reason, if he taking care of you, but he may not be faithful because he might have too much pressure coming at him, and some may be faithful, and then you know he may have another female. Say if she come to the equation with 3 or 4 kids or something like that, you know what I'm saying? He may not have no kids, and she has it, and they even say like, well, why would he want to be with you when you have all this baggage, and some of them will have multiple baby daddies and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But they can never give a straight answer. Like I saw Kevin Samuel one time. A lady wanted a man making 6 figures or better. I think she had about 4 kids. So he was saying, well, how much, you know, she said she made decent money too. So then he asked her, he said, well, are all your kids by the same man? She was like, no, I think she had 3 baby fathers. So, and she still couldn't see it. He said, so, okay, he said, let me ask you this. You have daughters or sons, and I think she might have had 3 sons and 1 daughter or 2 or whatever. He said, so if your son, as he get older, a woman like you with 4 kids, 3 baby daddies, what would you tell? And he want to date her. What would you tell? She said, honestly, I would tell him no. She said, I would tell my son no. Don't deal with that. He said, so by you saying that, so what makes you any different? She didn't have no answer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Some things some women want, they won't want that for their own son. You know what I'm saying? Because women are protective of their sons.
Yeah,
you know
because I got 2.
Yeah.
So I
you know what I'm
how that
saying?
is.
Yeah. So they wouldn't, the things that they wouldn't want that for their own son.
Here's the truth. Women are hypergamous, okay? They want, I mean, I feel like that's the truth. I mean, like, even statistically, like, women date across and up. You know?
Yes. They will never date backwards.
There you go.
Now, there are statistics out there that say that black women do date down sometimes.
There you go.
And
but
so
reasons,
that's key.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the time, you know, they're gonna want to be with somebody who's making more than them or around the same amount as them.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. What do you think about that?
But for me, with that, because we have to understand a lot of the power dynamics of racism, income disparity, and everything else when it comes to the black community. That's why I can't deal with relationship conversations done by, and I say this, but white people, Asian people, or generic black men who want to have generic conversations, because our demographic deals with a whole different thing than white demographics or Asian or Hispanic demographic couples do. So that's why we're more accepting of so-called dating down below our money, because we know on average black men might have had the same benefits, but it's ways black women have maneuvered this thing, you know, through decades of the U.S. to do what we need to do. Like, even if you look at Hidden Figures, oh, you ain't gonna let me in the front door, I'm gonna steal a book. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we need to do, and at the same time, we know a lot of attention was on black men to look for the monster. You know what I mean? Whereas while you're looking for the monster, which is him, I'm going to sneak through the back door like Boo on Monsters, Inc. You see what I'm saying? And do what I got to do. So that's why when we got in those positions as black women, we were bringing black men up, because we know you weren't going to do it, right? So we will date so-called down financially because we understand what may go on with that. Now, here's the thing. The dating down financially is different than a lot of black women who want to date down mentally, spiritually, and physically. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so I've dated dudes who are multimillionaires. I've dated dudes who are 100,000 years. And it is a different scope. Like I tell my sons, I said, so when a man sees me, before he go on my social media page, before he talks to me or gets to know me, he's may look at the car I get out of, he'll look at the clothes that I'm wearing, he'll look at the way I carry myself, and he adding a total above my head, right? And say my total was $1 million or $500,000, right? And his mind, depending on how he is and how he moves, he already know. He's like, oh, damn, I can't afford that. Or she go on trips here, or she eat food here. This is her regular everyday life. Now, he going to look at the girl who work at Smoothie King, not knocking Smoothie King, but the girl who work at Smoothie King, who just as pretty as I am, right? Who may have, even if she got 1 or 2 kids, he can afford her. She got a $50,000 mark over her head. So he can afford her because men were designed to be, we call them Captain Save-ems, but y'all are designed to be, y'all are designed to be our superhero. You see what I'm saying? And we designed to be your maternal instinct. You know? And so men want women they can outrightly save. See, the problem is when men think women like me don't need saving. Because I look like I got it together. I look like I got everything. But you constantly pick women who drowning. And that's why your ass drowned with her. So when you pick a woman who's swimming, I need you to swim with me so I can get to get further to the next island. I need you to swim with me to increase my spirituality, increase my money, increase my time. So yeah, I'm swimming, but if what you swimming and we both good swimmers, we gonna do more. But when you get with a chick who drowning, just like if you get with a dude who drowning, y'all gonna drown and stay right there treading water till somebody throw your ass a lifeline. And so it's like, so for me, it's like we and black women on average, especially my age, I'm 46. Black women on average, they want to date across and up because we're tired. We saw our mom having to do it all. We had even some of us who had dads in the home. You see what I'm saying? And we're trying to clean up our parents' mess, just like y'all black men trying to clean up y'all parents. What wasn't fixed, you're trying to clean up. You know, and so we're doing all of this while trying to maintain each other, but we got to let go a lot of our parental teachings, so to speak, and societal teachings with us. I'm going to expect more of you because I was able to do it. You see what I'm saying? So you can't come to me and say, well, baby, I couldn't make it because the white man. I don't give a shit about that white man. You understand me? Because there are ways around that you could have done if you wanted to. Because men will bust they behind, start wars. Shit, I need a man like Superman. Superman turned back to Earth for Lois Lane when she died. You understand me? Superman don't care if 1,000 people about to die. He had Lois calling for help. But we were taught as black women, there weren't no white knights coming to save us, so we had to save ourselves. And you adopt that mentality. So when you do have a man come, hey, baby, I bought you lunch today. You're like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I bought this. And you don't know how to take it sometimes. And so that gets to be an issue. But you got to be able to take grace. When black women talk about this soft life, ain't no white woman talking about soft life. Ain't no Asian woman talking about soft life. Ain't no Hispanic woman. We got to talk about soft life. And guess who got to give us the soft life until we get a man to do it? Us. I take myself out. I don't wait for people to take me out. You know? And so the thing is we have to understand what's the dynamic playing behind the dating. What's the economic dynamic playing behind that? What's the spiritual dynamic? What's the mental? Because a lot of black men still got a lot of stuff they don't talk about on them. You know, they don't have empowerment conferences like women do. They ain't got their homeboy saying, sending them a me and brother, you got this today, you can make it. We're getting loved on by each other every day. We go into camps and conferences and retreats. Men don't do that. So you ain't got a space to feel loved on outside of sex.
It's definitely not a lot of that stuff going on. Because, you know, they trying to change things now. Because that was it's a sign of weakness for men and stuff. And even some women, man, I don't want to hear all, you know what I'm saying? Then when they do, then some of them turn around and flip on you.
But there was women who wasn't for you anyway.
Right, exactly.
And for you anyway.
But two things I'll say. I think the females who more financially, I think that's this younger generation.
But who their parents?
Because of social media and stuff.
We're their parents.
Yeah. And the parents, and some of the parents are even younger too. You know what I'm saying?
We the parents.
I think older women may not, may not quite as think like that as much. But I do get it what you're saying. As far as being the provider, because if she want to stay home, you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to provide.
Or you a black woman who's done it all your whole life, and you meet a man, you like, baby, I'm tired.
Yeah, now you want somebody else to. And I get that too. I get that too. And the other thing is too, like I'm always quoting Chris Rock, which by the way I think he's a distant relative of mine. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's real talk. That's what my mom said. But he made a comment, and it's about what you saying as far as dating down. He was saying something. I want to know each one of you guys' opinion on this. He said, women will most time will not date backwards. And I'm gonna give you an example. Not date backwards financially, and men will not date backwards sexually. So he was saying pretty much like, okay, say this girl, she date this one dude.
I heard that when he
said that. You know what I'm saying? And he had a car, but he don't got his own place, right? Then she was like, then she broke up with him. The next dude, he got a car and his own place. So, so then if she break up with him, my next dude have to have this
car,
and
place and a plane.
Exactly. Exactly. And then the dude who dating the girl, okay, this one girl he date with, say she turned him out and gave him fellatio, right? He said, oh, dang, he get another girl, she got to do the same thing. And now the next girl, she ate his ass out. He said, look here. Shit, she eat my ass, you would eat my ass too. He said, and he pretty much like, don't blame me, blame my previous girl. You know, he said men don't really go backwards sexually, women don't go back. I find it to be truthful for what he's saying. What y'all think?
Because it's mental. Just like for women, in my opinion, the dating backwards, security-wise, is mental. For men, the dating backwards, maybe sexual-wise, is mental because it's still dealing with touch. It's still dealing with intimacy. So it was the feeling that she invoked in you when she did those things. The same way as the feeling that man invoked in you when you did this. And just a sidebar so you can answer this real quick. When we talk about the younger generation of women saying, well, we want men who make six figures and we want this, because they listen to all that social media with BS. Right. But I have millennials and younger that work for me, and we had these discussions. And one of the discussions I had when they was like, well, I want a man who makes six figures. You know, they're like 25, 28 and things. And I said, okay. I said, pull up labor and statistics. I said, there are barely 18% of Americans. Now, mind you, it's like 400 million us, right? 18% of Americans that make six figures.
Yeah, that's hard to come by.
18%.
That's hard.
18% that make six figures. They was like, damn, that's it. But social media have you thinking 100% of black people make it.
Yes, and consistently.
Right, and then I said, okay, now take out how many of them are black people.
And how many are straight?
And then you're going to 6%, barely to 6% black people. I said, now take out how many of them are 25 to 35-year-old black men. Now you might have 0.02 of that, right? I said, so because the rest of them either my age or older and married or divorced or older, period. I said, so now instead of you finding someone your age that is financially or fiscally responsible, okay, and y'all can grow together to the six figures, you looking for one that's gonna come out the sky. So that's your percentage of athletes in there, and that's six figures. That's your percentage of black men who went to college for certain things and starting off the jump. So you got to find one who's financially responsible, mentally responsible, spiritually responsible, and y'all grow together. Because the chances of you balling out with a six-figure dude your age, 25 to 35, is very rare.
Very rare.
White women around here trying to find a bunch of them. Okay, so I'm like, it's 18%. And that include old people.
Yeah.
More young women need to hear that, what you just said, because like I think they have an unrealistic, you know, view of what
and they put so many unrealistic expectations on themselves too, because they thinking they need to be further than they are. I'm like, you 25, and you got a degree and you working. What this
it's
social media make them think they're supposed to be more killing themselves.
Social media,
But you know, I do think so. A lot of these, what happens too, is that a lot of these women have access to men who find them on social media and who are willing to like fly them out and have a good weekend.
Yeah.
But not necessarily, wife them up, you know? And so, you know, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't want to be run through and then now you're ready to settle down. You got mileage on you.
But ain't nobody gonna know you been riding through. Keep it tight. Do your Kegels, girl. Do your Kegels, baby. Keep it tight. Keep it being selective.
Men talk too.
Yeah.
Men talk too.
Look, apparently if that matter, you see all these athletes and celebrity black dudes who sleep with the same woman, what you're sharing the same NDA. You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't matter if a dude wants you. He don't care that the same dude at the same black tie fan I ran through you or been with you too. Because he wants you.
I think it's like that when you in that small circle.
They make themselves in that small circle. White, you see how many white actors and white writers and producers, you know, marry outside of that. They married the bartender. Matt Damon's wife was a bartender.
Yeah, was a bartender.
Julie Roberts' husband was a camera guy. You see what I'm saying? Meet somebody outside of your circle.
Outside of that circle.
Y'all tend to date somebody who want attention like you. Or got attention like you, and then want to sit here and scream, "Oh, well, we ain't normal."
If I was a celebrity, I couldn't date, say, a celebrity he used to date, or because I know you've been, and some of them would do that, and I get
you 3 degrees of separation.
To some degree, I get maybe I'm just speculating maybe why they do that because they know your lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
They not
it's
looking
easy.
for nothing with you.
It's
exactly.
easy.
But versus, you know, like you said, put in the work to meet somebody different, and you don't know if she like you for you and stuff like that. So
but if you find out that old girl having sex with you and eating your booty or whatever this nastiness this generation doing, because I'm gonna tell you, young girl, stop doing this shit out here. Stop, because that dude still ain't gonna choose you because you do it the most. Notice you're doing the most and getting the least. So anyway, so you got these women who doing this. You think she did it to the homeboy at the party?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So now I'm looking at you knowing old girl did the same thing to me she did to you. And I'm chilling at the damn black tie Oscar dinner looking crazy. So it's what they want. They want these type of women. So even when they're screaming, I want somebody wholesome and maternal and loving and here for me, then they got an IG model on their arm. And not to say nothing wrong with the IG model, but that's who they got on their own. Yeah. They ain't looking for that wholesome or a certain person that exude what they trying to tell you they want. They want the candy because our currency for women is our looks. Real talk. That's a lot of our currency. Yeah. And for men, that's our currency too. Because ain't no man want no, for real. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure she fits their arm or fit their life. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They gonna sit there. That currency is what you are.
And it look like the. I don't know how easy the music industry is, but usually if you look at them IG type chick, they got some dude who probably, I guess he say he deal with music, and they got on a bunch of truck jewelry and stuff, and they iced them. Hey, to each his own. If that was float your boat, by all means do that. But yeah, I noticed that's the norm for that type of, you know what I'm saying?
But if your claim to fame is also your booty, because all your pictures is back shots, okay, or you got the same ambiguous look. They got a middle part wig, baby hair, altered ass. They beige or light. I ain't all can beige. Like my ex-husband was light skin, but I'm saying, but that's the standard look. Like you all look like Stepford wives almost. And so, and I think it's the buy-in. Like, oh, it's easy. You see what I'm saying? The value system is easy with this. The currency is easy with this. So they do it. They get the same type of dude, because to come up to a dude who got some value is harder. Because that dude ain't getting impressed by you, just got them basic pictures on there. You see what I'm saying? So it's harder when you get, like, literally, I've dated men who make 9 figures. Okay? And so when I say you ain't got time, he make 9 figures and he got corporations he running, he flying around the world. He still make time? So you working what job and you tell me you can't text me? You see what I'm saying? So it's the perception of what's important to you.
Yeah.
So if you like that type of woman, you gonna go for her, and nothing wrong with that. But don't come screaming like that's all she offering, or want me to think she intellectually deep. You see what I'm saying? Just like I don't like men who got a bunch of pictures on their page. I'm like, so you a model? Because that's all I'm seeing is pictures of you on the page.
What do you think about a man you go on Instagram and everything is a selfie of him?
Yeah. I will swipe right out because I'm looking at him and like, oh, okay. That because I'm thinking, oh, you a model? That's what you do.
Everything is, even he in the car, he in the house. Right. He's sitting on the couch.
He better hashtag sponsor. He better put sponsored ads. I better see sponsored ads, and he making money.
Affiliate marketing.
You better be affiliate, because what we need pictures of you? Are they doing this, rubbing their bed and licking their lips? I said, how long it take you to do that video? Get out! I can't do it. It's like, because I'm looking at the time. I even like people see me with pictures and they think I take a bunch of pictures. I literally tell people, whoever taking a picture of me, you better take this picture quick. And my pictures will look bad, but I just like take them quick because it's just. I don't know. For me, I like masculine men. That's why I get a lot of younger dudes approach me because they think I'm younger. But I tell them I like men either my age or older because I like life in their face. I like a dude with some life, y'all. And so you got like life in his face. And I like also that we can kind of talk or experience about the same thing. I might have hit something because I hear humming. Oh, there we go. It's off. And so we can experience kind of the same things. You know what I mean? Or intellectually. All this is just a buy-in. People trying to feel validated for stuff. That's what the IG bottles or the IG men and all that stuff about. That's what you iced me out. Girl, he flew me out. So you feel special because he flew you out?
For the gram.
So that's why a man can't tell me, oh, I'm going to fly you here. Okay, more than likely I've been there 3 times already. But I'm not going to downplay that because he flying me out. That's special to me then because he's doing it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't care that I've been there 50 times. I ain't been there with you. You know, so I want to be disrespecting balconies like Christian Keys said on his song. But but it's real. Like we got to get to the crux of why we're choosing what we're choosing. It's always a reason why we choose the religion, the political affiliates, the man or the woman we with. It's always a reason. I know women who dating women right now. You know why? They ain't even gay, but they was like, this woman courted me. They never been courted because black. Unfortunately, a lot of black people don't know how to court. We kick it until we get married and kick it until we get pregnant. You know? And so we don't court shit. So you know what I'm saying? Bring me the flowers, do the calls, do the cute texts. You see what I'm saying? But also let it be from somebody you want now. Sometimes when you don't want the person, you're like, God damn it, if you don't stop talking to me. But but they gotta give you hints. If a woman giving you hints, she want it from you.
It's hard to know what women want though in today's world. Because I mean, like to some women, like flowers might be cheesy or like corny or something.
Get to know who she is. Yeah. Like I like flowers, like I say, for the time thing when it comes to gifts, right? So I like it for the time, but I am big on time. Give me your time. And I'm not talking about clingy because I got stuff I got to do. You see what I'm saying? But I will sit there and talk to you because I'm a person, like somebody asked me how I can walk away from people so quick and cut people off when I cut them off. I said, I done it because I know for me, I give you 100% of me. So I can cut you off because I know I didn't leave anything out. Even if I just met you on the street and somebody asked me a question, I always answer people authentically and as in-depth as I possibly can. That's just me. Because I'm like, I'm going to give you 100% because that's valuable. That time is valuable. So when I cut you off, it's because I know I went hard for you. I know I called you. Shit, what we doing? I met you. I did all the same things I wanted you to do. That was your response or your language or whatever you needed. So when you don't give it to me, because you don't want to. Especially because I believe in communicating. I'm going to tell you something. So, but I'm not going to tell you twice. Now, I tell you twice as a courtesy. Like if I say, hey, Brooks, can you take the trash out? All right, you don't take trash out. The second time is just me reminding you because time might have passed, you might have forgot. There won't be a third with me. I'm going to do it myself, and I'm not going to ask you again because then that's close to begging you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why when men want to get in their feelings, I was like, no, because if it was important to me, I needed you to do it. I wouldn't have asked you. You see what I'm saying? Or like if you see me need an apple and you over here with a bunch of apples, you don't give me the apple. I'm not asking you because if you really cared about me, you'd give me the apple without me asking.
Yeah.
You see me? Because and I'm not mad that you didn't give me the apple. They're your apples, but now I know how to move with you. And I'm going to move accordingly. See what I'm saying? That's why men used to be like, even my ex, like, why don't you tell me what you need? Or why don't you ask me? I said, because if I know you can't give it to me and then you tell me you can't, now I look at you differently. So I don't even want to put you in that place, brother. But at the same time, men want you to ask them because they want to be your savior.
Yeah.
They want to be. Men will rob a damn bank for you if they love you enough. Men cross seas and cause wars for you.
Yeah.
Shit, they do whatever. So if a man out here treating a bad woman who ain't even loving him right, giving him everything, you dead ass better bring a good woman what she need. Because we know bad women who getting all of it. We like, that chick sorry as hell. And he treating her right as I don't know. But we sitting there like, well, what? Yeah. So that's the thing. Like the same thing with men. Like get women who would love on you the way you want to be loved without you having to sacrifice the emotional part of it. And just to be a dollar. But we don't want to be a piece of ass and face either.
Right.
You want me to pray for you in times of need, but you like, oh, okay. But you don't call or talk to me until you ready to show me off. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So that's why I feel like we get that understanding. And they choosing these people for a reason. Something in them is deficit while you keep choosing a using type of chick. And something is in you that keep choosing a using type of dude. And a lot of it, sometimes, you know, our imagination is great. Because we'll imagine, oh my God, the way they made me feel. Is it a real relationship, or are you imagining the magnitude of the things they're making you feel?
Right.
You know, did he really do those actions and you felt that way, or is it your imagination? Because you got women out here with a man who got nothing. I'm talking nothing.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Nothing. And you like, so his conversation good? The penis good? And then you like, no, but you still there. So that means it's your imagination keeping you there. Your imagination has created a whole loving relationship or something. You took a morsel of mustard seed and made something important out of it. Because they're not giving you nothing. Across the board, they dead in the water.
That's what you said earlier. You know, was women more emotional, men are more logical. So yeah.
But I'm not that emotional. I ain't never been hypnotized by the D or whatever they want to say to pay no dues bills. I break my own heart. I don't care if I love a dude, care about a dude. If he's not treating me right, I am out.
So you got to get up out of there.
I don't care how bad it hurt me. I'm like, because you don't want to do right by me.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And you need your own mental peace.
Yeah.
You need your own mental peace.
Shit, kick rocks.
Yeah. I agree. I hear you.
But men be like, well, you know, I ain't want to lose half my stuff. What you losing half of, a 30-year mortgage? What you losing half of? Maybe a full one or RA you got? What you losing half of that you can't get back by gaining your peace and somebody who genuinely loves you? Just like women, I don't put too much time in. Time is a construct. It feels like I just had my son and my oldest son 21. Feel like, but I just was pregnant. Time plays a lot of tricks on you. Because you don't want to die saying to yourself, I wish I had done better. I wish I had felt better. You know what I mean? I have no men and women like that. And it's sad. So I just don't want people to die being sad. Shit. Go for broke. A lot of risky business is scary. Risk it.
Yeah.
Risk it. What can happen? Oh my God, my face cracked. Oh my God, I get my feelings hurt.
I feel like a lot of men are like, they don't want to get married because they are scared of like losing half of everything. And it's like, but if you don't get married, to me, like it's not a real like relationship, then, you know, yeah, you can stay with a person for years, but like if you ain't really willing to like risk it, you know, like then it's not really real.
Yeah,
to
there's
me,
no risk.
you know?
There's no
and
reward.
so, you know, I also have like other reasons that I would like marry somebody, but like that to me is like, you know, you have to be willing to risk it. And I mean, like, yeah, a little, it may be that she might leave you and you might, you know, lose half or whatever. That may be the truth. But at the same time, like, you know, it makes it real.
That
because
covenant,
otherwise
that
it's
covenant.
just having a girlfriend or
We kicking it.
whatever.
Shoot,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Look at
So
getting married with no
that's how I feel
prenup is
about it.
risky enough for me.
But when we talk about the prenup, let's talk about the prenup. And I really want some of these men to understand this. Because I've had men who talk to me, not me personally, talk to me about prenups. They was like, Veronica, I'm saying I got a prenup. I said, okay. I said, how much you got in the bank? Once I go through how much you got in the bank, first of all, majority of y'all barely got a solid 5 figures in the bank. I'm just being honest, and I'm not knocking nobody's money, nobody's growth. Okay, but I'm being realistic here. Some of y'all don't even have enough money to hire the lawyer that's going to take the right to prenup.
Right.
Okay? But you having conversations about future stuff, so you borrowing problems that don't even exist right now. Right? On the relationship that could potentially get you financial, mental, and physical growth for you to even get a prenup. Right? So you saying I got a prenup. How much do you have in the bank? How much do you have in assets? What are you prenupping? Okay, if that's a word.
Yeah.
What are you prenupping? So
you have reserves?
That's what I'm saying. So what are you prenupping? Now, if you say, okay, I'm a prenup, because like I said, most of us, especially as black people, because we didn't understand financial responsibility at an early age. So most of us right now, for real, we got a 30-year mortgage. We merely got a decent IRA, a full one. If you had a company that put you in it to double it or something
Right,
like that,
exactly.
okay. You got so the majority of y'all gonna lose what, your Social Security check, what y'all the military retirement. You see what I'm saying? I'm being real. So it's like you're borrowing unnecessary problems from something that literally does not matter. It's insignificant when it comes to relationships. Is the
That's
finances.
true.
The finances is the most minuscule things, and what I mean by that is like because if you got the growth mentally with somebody, spiritually with somebody, and physically with someone, you will get that money. Trust me on that. You will get, because you can get it by yourself. So why can't I get this person double teaming this? You see what I'm saying? This person ain't draining me. Even if they a stay-at-home person, they still feel. How many of these men, you see Jeff Bezos and all them, they had no problem cutting them women. I'm not talking because they rich, but they had no problem cutting these women 50% because they was like, she allowed me to be me while she was supporting me when I came home tired or took care of the kids or gave me a home. They don't have a problem cutting these women checks because they gave them mental
All right, so
strength.
this gets into what I'm going to talk about. Like, I feel like it's hard to find a woman that's going to do that now because it's like, I mean, listen, a lot of it has to do with like, it's a new time. Like, you know, circumstances that happened in the past aren't what today's world is, you know? And so, you know, most women, and listen, men on the same side, like, we're not traditional either. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, you know, most women aren't like willing to like cook or like, you know, do some of the other things,
That
you know,
you
that
deem
they did
traditional.
traditionally.
Yeah.
You know, not that I'm like traditional. I'm just saying that like, you know, I feel like a lot of in today's world, a lot of women aren't like willing to do that side. And a lot of men aren't willing to do, you know, their side, which is like, you know, like you talked about earlier with like security and like also like being able to provide and to be a leader inside of a relationship. And so, I don't know. What do you think about that?
But the rules, because we define what tradition was. People did that. So even if you go back to the Bible, the Torah, whatever you want to go back to, I said they never had traditional rules as far as cooking and cleaning other than people did. Because remember, you had men that cooked in the Bible and cleaned and did the same things. And certain cultural traditions from Africans to Native Americans and Asians, you had men cooking and cleaning and doing the same things. So it was always of people supposed to be in service to each other. So some couples, y'all might not have the traditional part of cooking. You might order food. Both of y'all just like, hey man, you want to take out tonight? We good. You know. So I think the idea of cooking for your mate, man or woman, cleaning for your mate, man or woman, that's the act of loving service.
Yes.
That's not traditional roles, in my opinion. That's the act of, I'm making this a home for us, and it should be a good home. I'm cooking because I want to nourish you.
It's sharing your life with somebody.
Because you know how men, you know how many women who can't cook, and men still eat that burnt food. They like, man, my baby cooked though. She got these. You see men putting these struggle plates online with the oodles and noodles, and and the oodles and noodles, but that man still likes that because she provided it for him. You see what I'm saying? So the traditional thing is, the traditional roles may have diminished to a certain extent, but the traditional feeling is going to be timeless. You wanting somebody to love you authentically, you wanting somebody to show you appreciation, you want somebody to affirm that you are a person and you're important in this world, that's timeless. I don't buy that when people say, oh, this is a different time. Negro, if you slap me in 1852 and you slap me in 2023, it's the same goddamn feeling. You know
yeah.
So I don't like when they try to negate emotions as having a time limit. Like, oh, that was back in the day. No, that's still now. Roles may have changed because you got men who want to stay home and be fathers to their kids, and women who love their careers. You see what I'm saying? And long as you're doing what's right by that house to make each other feel valued and as a home, it don't matter. And it's healthy now. Don't get with nobody who using you. You know?
I know.
But it's healthy. So traditional roles are defined by not time, by what you think they are.
Well, my goal is to just have enough money to like pay somebody to like do the cleaning and the cooking and
there you
all
go.
that stuff. So
because I want her focused on me.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
The question was like, but he said something to people, they're not adopting traditional roles anymore. Men are and women are. And so what was my thought on that, of them not adopting traditional roles? And I said traditional roles were just what we define them as. But if the person is making a home for you, that's what cooking was showing love. Cleaning the house was showing love. It wasn't technically what the act was. Because I know men who got women who can't cook or clean.
Right.
And they ain't got nobody to hire nobody. They're in a dusty house and eating some takeout, but they love her. You see what I'm saying? Because she's feeding whatever his core. Like when people say, oh, I think love fades away. You know, when people sit there and see people who 25 and 30 years getting divorced, and they say, oh, their love faded away. I said, no. Their cores never matched. That's the way I feel. So you gonna marry somebody where you at. Sometimes we marry people or date people, we should have left where they at on level 1. And so we marry these people, but I always feel if your core values match, you're going to be able to go through birth, getting rich, getting poor, sickness, health. You're going to go through all that because your cores match. And you're going to last like, you be like Jimmy Carter and his wife, 77 years deep. You see what I'm saying? But when your core never matched because you met each other at that time, and both of you might grow, but you realize I would have never got with you if I knew fully who I was. You see what I'm saying? And so now you got to deal with that ramification. So I don't like what I hear a lot of pastors or talking heads say, oh, you didn't stay in it long enough. I know people who in something 20 years deep. 20 years deep and unhappy. Because they like, oh, maybe we didn't struggle enough. So, no, it's some stuff you got to be okay just letting go of. And it doesn't make anybody a bad person because we always feel we got to leave for, he ain't beating you, he ain't cheating, he bringing that money home, why you leaving?
Yeah.
I don't love him. I'm not in love with this person. I'm not in love with this woman. You made her married because of a baby. You made her married because you needed security. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the reason, then you realize like, dang, this is who I am fully if I grew. If I grew, because some people don't grow. If I grew, I might not have never married this person because I don't think of them in that way. You know what I'm saying? And so that leads to the conversation when men was asking me, I had a couple dudes like, well, me and my wife don't sleep together or we don't have sex like that. So what's going on? I was like, honestly, you want my honest opinion? And the guy was like, yeah. I said, she don't want you. And I said, if nothing is physically wrong with that woman and that man, and nothing is mentally wrong with that man or that woman, they don't want you in that way. Because if I'm into my man, he know I'm into him. Because sex is an extension of me touching and rubbing on you all day or saying, baby, you good? Or whatever it is. Sometimes some men just want to cuddle. Some men don't even want sex. They want to spoon and they want to hug up on you and go to bed.
Brooks.
So, yeah. All men want to do that. So, but if they don't want that with you, it's because they don't want you, but they don't want to cause the friction or the separation or the confusion or the anxiousness that comes with it. Men don't have, people say, oh, men are liars. No, men aren't liars. Men don't want to tell the truth because men don't want to deal with the consequences of the truth. But that's people, period. I want to tell you the truth. I just don't want to deal with what comes afterwards. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
that's everybody. So I think we got to stop saying what's traditional and once we fix ourselves, staying in stuff that's not what it was supposed to be. And we got to go to God with that. You know what I'm saying? Because people like, well, I ain't separating because of the Bible. Go off, bro. I'm going to bash Mr. Head and think about heaven later. You know, like the color purple. But that's just, you're going to do your due diligence, of course, at first to work it out. That's what you should do. Right. But once you realize, like, nah.
Then you just, yeah.
That's the way I feel.
That's the same thing I said, man. If it ain't working, man, leaving it. I think some of our some of our what we call them, Brooks? The people who our followers, I guess.
Yeah.
Scummas, they strongly disagreed. You just don't just give up and leave. I'd be like, man,
But
your peace is more important.
Because we're not saying, well, I'm not saying give up and leave. I'm saying once you do the work that
Right,
you need
right,
to do,
exactly.
the therapy, the counseling at your church,
yeah, all
talking
that,
to
yeah.
each other, then if you sit there and say, look, and then first of all, people got to admit why they really got married to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can sit there and say, damn, I really married old boy because I need a father for this child.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I really married old girl because she might have been pregnant, or we knew each other, or we
Right,
kicked
right.
it, and people put pressure on us, and why not?
Right,
You see what I'm
right.
saying? If you really admit why you got married to each other, then you can work from there. Now, you hope you grow. You see what I'm saying? And you hope you can get, because I know people who did that. They might have married for young reasons, but they grew and they love each other deeply.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, that's
when
possible.
people want to sit there, oh, you just don't throw it away. Majority of that is women who are Negro leaving. Okay? And they want to be like, well, you just don't leave her. You just don't do that because she gained weight, or she did this, or she did that. Technically, it ain't even about you. You see what I'm saying? Like, he or she is leaving because it never should have been. But so for me, I do believe, like, studying the Bible. Like I said, I'm very Christian person, or Christian with a biblical person. And I tell people, I say, you study that Bible, especially in Hebrew. A lot of the stuff we out of order in, and God gonna let you sit in that out of order till you get up out that out of order. You gonna sit in it. And if you mean to tell me God gonna bring me a bunch of I got fake peace? So you come and stick that bubble again with your extraness, and now I got to patch a hole, stick it again. I got to patch a hole, stick it again. I got to patch a hole. At what point do you stop disrespecting the life you have, and give each other the grace to say, well, let's learn what we got to learn? But see, people don't want to do that. They don't want to admit they got into something. You might deeply love me, but that don't mean I loved you.
Right.
And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
That's because you feel bad about that. Like when I got divorced, people was asking me, "Oh well, what was wrong? Did you cheat? Was it money involved? Was it he beating you? None of that. Sometimes it's okay to leave good people because it wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
And then I had to work on me, just like he had to work on him, because we was products of our environments. You see what I'm saying? And so people don't want to admit that to themselves, because a lot of us, especially Christian people, we like, well, God ain't say you only divorced, he beating you. Or if it's infidelity, right? But also, you're supposed to go through God to marry the person. So half of y'all ain't asked God even advice to marry that joker you with.
Yeah.
So now you fumbling. So, and you making excuses and putting it on God while you stand, but you cheating.
Not all Christians or good people belong together.
Look, there you go.
They may not be good together. They good people, but they may not be good together.
Like me and my ex, cool as a fan.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But it's like people don't want to admit that, because you listen to all this, you ain't trying. Or they get pastors who divorce and they turn their back on their pastors.
Yeah.
Your
I've heard
pastors
that
might have
too.
realized stuff too, that, oh man, this wasn't when we got together what it was supposed to be, this covenant. You know? And so it's like my goal for my children for that is for them to know themselves as much as possible. So once they know themselves as much as possible, they'll have the right people gravitate towards them as much as possible. And that way they will pick on average the right woman. They will pick on average the right man. Because when you don't know yourself, you picking somebody from what you don't know, or you jump it up in your head. That's what trauma bonding is. That's what picking somebody who we kicking it when we going, oh man, she been there. She been loyal. I ask, man, is your woman a woman or a dog? Because you with her because she loyal. She hold you down. Damn, player, do you love me? You know what I'm saying?
A woman
You
or a
know?
dog.
Well, damn, I feel like you coming at me, because that's something that I always look for, is like
she's loyal?
loyalty.
No, I'm big on loyalty too. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna cut you off because you just loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
but I'm
people
not
get to
gonna
the
talk
point-
about you like a dog.
You know,
is my
some people
man.
even to the point where they rather the loyalty over the love.
Because
Yeah.
see, loyalty is earned. Love is fleet. Love is a feeling. See, but loyalty, if you true to me, you gonna love me. You see what I'm saying? If you loyal, that's how man or woman who know they can cheat on you don't.
Yeah.
Because they respect themselves. On top of like, damn, I ain't gonna play my man like that. I ain't gonna do that because I don't want nobody doing it to me.
Right,
You see
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Even when you got the opportunity. But when I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, when on average, when I know dudes who don't want no smoke or no problem, and they go cheating on a woman, right? And I was like, but you don't want no smoke or no issue. Why you cheating? Because I think they secretly want to get caught so the damn woman will leave. Because it's like, if she leaves me, I ain't the bad guy. If she leaves me, I ain't had to initiate. If she leaves me, I'm good.
Well, see, I think this is going to lead us into something else if we talk about that. Because I think it's just the wiring. I feel like men are wired differently. Whereas like I feel like we can compartmentalize and be like, okay, yeah, I'm just, I'm just fucking just to fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it isn't that I love this girl that I'm like messing around with, but like, I do love, what I got. Not saying that I cheated, but I'm just saying that like, I'm just saying that like, I mean, men. I think it's different. Like, I think we're wired differently. So.
But you're not wired so much as you're programmed differently.
Okay, program.
So I'll tell you program. What I mean by that is this. Is because we taught men, society, patriarchal, and then women took it on too. We taught men that your value of your sex is just not as important as ours. So you were more likely to give it to any and everything moving. You see what I'm saying? You were likely to think about as mechanical and not emotional. So what we did was programmed you to say your sex or you having sex with somebody was not as important as what we. Because remember, we take in. So they say, oh, you're a virtuous woman. You're a valuable woman. We were taught our value was wrapped in virginity. So we were taught and how we cover our body means like how modest and respectful we are. So you were taught your shit don't mean nothing. You a dime a dozen. Right? So it's not so much as compartmentalized or how you're wired, it's how you're programmed. Because I know plenty of men. Like, women don't realize if a man mad at you and for real upset, he still ain't having sex with you. Because he's still a human being. He's like, man, no, don't bring your booty over here, you would apologize. You see what I'm saying? And so and that's why when men get with women who make them feel good about themselves, that's why it's hard for them to go back to one that's chaotic and don't. Because you may be programmed to sleep with her and write it off. Now, I'll bring up something I'll pass. I don't know if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Like, no, if you don't want me to.
Go ahead.
So we were young when me and him dealt with each other, right? He's an ex. So we were young when me and him dealt with each other. And so we broke up. We probably would have been broke up because we went to the military together. But no, we broke up because he cheated, right? Now, at the time, I was 18 and he was 21, okay? He's older than me. As y'all, so he don't like when I bring that up. So anyway, but
you sure you wasn't 19?
Now, Negro, I was 18. You 3 years strong. So it's like, so what ended up happening was we are both, after it happened, we both went to the military. And I think that gave me and him like a different adult perspective. Like, damn, the world got real stuff going on. When it's stressing you out in basic training, you like, oh, hell. And I wrote him a letter, didn't I? Yeah. So I wrote him a letter saying, hey, we still cool. Pretty much to sum it up. We still cool. You still friends, whatever. After all that. We still good. And it shocked him because now we moving into adult communication on, even if I didn't understand that, that's what it was. Because and then when we saw each other, when we came home on leave one time, and he was like, how the letter shocked him. You know what I'm saying? Or you can talk about what, for you. And he can talk about that, but it was like, but we sat there and talked for hours, right? And he said something. I don't know if you remember this. When I said, okay, well, why'd you did it? Now, I ain't throwing no girl under the bus or nothing. But, know what I mean by that? Yeah. So he was like, he didn't even want the girl. He gave the girl a fake name and all. Fake name, y'all. So he gave
he had to make sure you wasn't going to go look it up.
And you were like, no, y'all, look, the story how I found out was hilarious. Oh, my God. So anyway, but he met her that one night, slept with her, whatever. So anyway, he gave her a fake name. So, and while we were talking, he was like, he didn't even want the girl. He said, Veronica, I didn't even want her. You know what I mean? But I was like, because that gave me, and that was one of like those core memories of growing into relationships. Because he was like, I didn't even want her. And I said, well, what the hell? But that man's mentality, he said, because I started caring too much for you, and that was new to him. You see, because he used to, if you ain't dropping your drawers, he wasn't having sex with you. That was his mentality. I'm just saying.
That's how that was.
I'm saying. No, that was before he met me. That was before he met me. But I knew the way I was and the way I valued certain things, that wasn't happening with me. Right. So I was his first real relationship. You see what I'm saying? And even when he used to buy me stuff, and his homeboy was like, she didn't even give you no ass shit. How you buying this shit?
How I used to be, what was my mentality?
No, that was his mentality.
Keep it real.
Because that's what it was. If you wasn't giving him nothing, he wasn't dealing with you like that but so long. So we was together like almost, a year?
Damn these.
It was damn near a year before I slept with him. You know what I'm saying? We was growing. We grown. We all got past. Yeah. So, but that gave me an insight into he didn't know how to react to something that was new emotionally for him at 20, 21 years old. And so his way of acting out, I'll say, okay, wait a minute, I got to get back to what I knew, which was the whoremonger side. You know what I mean?
Go preach.
The whoremonger side. So, but that introduced us at that early age of, a different understanding of relationships. Like men able to compartmentalize, because especially with something new, they're going to try to break it if it's different and it makes them feel funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, but we talked like 6, 7, and we still been friends. That's 20-something years of that. You know what I mean? And so we still been friends from that. But that's the thing so when we want to say men are programmed to why, no, men literally want to feel the same things we feel. They just feel them differently. You understand me? When you rubbing the back of that dude's head, that Negro love that. When you claiming him, that's my man, my man, my man. He loves that. The same way we like when you holding our hand and you say, baby, you want to go to the store? Yep. You know what I'm saying? We love that claiming, that healthy possessiveness, because it tells me you want to be around me. Even if you don't, because we all got choices. We ain't got to hang around each other. Yeah. But if you have a choice and you asking me, but that's why women love effort. You got to show a woman effort, because you got to show me you can be of service to me. And that's not me thinking I'm better than you. And I want to give this analogy so y'all can ask me whatever question. This guy was like, well, why women keep saying y'all a gift? Y'all a gift, like we ain't important, like we ain't somebody. Y'all keep saying y'all a gift. I said, okay, let me break it down to you like this, sir. I said, now if I want to go biblical, God did say, I gift her to you. He did say that, even in Hebrew, I gift her to you. I said, now think about it like this. Say Brooks. Brooks is the inventor of this Gamecock Carolina shirt, right, y'all? So Brooks is the creator of that shirt. Brooks know without the logo, this shirt is not going to live to its fullest potential. Right? So for me to make this logo, I got to pull this white thread out of this Gamecock one to make this white logo say Carolina. Brooks is the creator of this garment. So he said, in order to make it live to its fullest potential, I got to put this emblem across his chest. So I had to pull some white lettering out of it to do it. God is the creator of man. So he knew this man won't be to his fullest potential without her. So he took piece of that man to create her. So without you needing me, I wouldn't even have been created. And without you needing to get to your best potential, he wouldn't have created me. So we still need each other. You see what I'm saying? So the gift was the gift to make you know that she can take you to your highest level. Because why do you think every attack, whether you secular or Christian or Jewish or Muslim, whatever, every attack come across as a woman, on a woman? Because she the one got to get you your greatness. She the one got to have the children. And what spirits do? They attack your peace, which is your home. That's that woman. That's your church, your synagogue or whatever. And that's your mind. If that devil can tap dance on them three, he got your ass.
So right now we live in one of the loneliest societies, and I feel like, well, yeah. Did you want to respond to that before I go on something else?
About me being a whoremonger?
Nah. Yeah. Did you want to respond back to
but you can clarify. Did I say anything
before
wrong?
I go on my thing?
No. I mean, I will say when I got the letter, first of all, I was like, damn, how the hell how'd she even know I was in the Army?
I'm a researcher.
How did she even get my address? But no, seriously, once I got the letter, it really gave me a whole different level of respect for you. Once I got that, I was like, damn, this young lady here is just on a whole nother level I ain't even on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it truly did. After I saw you I never saw you in a negative light, but it's almost like you crescendoed to another realm, like, you know what I'm saying?
I was on that pedestal.
I was like, real talk. I respect you as a black queen, a woman. I did had to gain a whole nother totally different level of respect for you.
Yeah.
So I will address that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, to get something like that, I can't imagine, I mean, after, you were in the wrong,
Yeah.
well, but once we spoke, did I admit I was in the wrong, right?
No, yeah, like he admitted he was in the wrong. Let me tell you. So when I found out, I called him. And I'm a person, I said, hey, how you doing? See, you already knew I was going to find out because my sister found out, and that's who told me, right? And so he was like, I said, won't you tell me what I already know? This is the phone call. He was real nice. He was like, Veronica, I don't want to talk about this. He was like, I won't hang up on your face, but I want to hang up. I was like, don't you hang up this phone. You see what I'm saying? But I was like, won't you tell me what I already know? He said, Veronica, I don't want to talk about it, but I don't want to hang up in your face. He said, I don't want to talk about it. So he hung up, right? I went to go get the keys to my cousin's car, and my grandmother hit him because my sister had told her what happened. Because, baby, I was going to wreck some shop. But my grandmother taught me a valuable lesson that I take with me to this day. She said, you didn't love that boy. She said, that's your ego. And I said it was, because he cheated on me. But that's but
it's different, right?
But not even. I was saying me I was saying because I know me. Like you cheated on Veronica Pearson, Veronica Gas at the time, and so. But my grandmother, she said, and then my grandma said, you shouldn't have been having sex with him anyway, you little fast ass. That was my grandmother. But she taught me that like you didn't love that person. That was your ego. You see what I'm saying? But so I learned to check that early.
Fast forward, dude, after the military time when when I got some understanding of self. Then I really, you talking about that time in the moment. You got to go past.
But he did. That's why we're still friends to this day. That's what I said. We had a deep talk. And he even apologized to it that night. He apologized and he explained it. Like I said, we talked about it. He said why he made those moves like that. But that gave me an understanding into a man's psyche who never had that type of relationship at a young age, which I appreciate. And it also, and still made us friends. You know what I'm saying? Till this day, 20-something years later. And it was like, because we were able to have that conversation and you were able to grow and say, okay, boom, we still kicking it, we cool. And so that's the thing, I think, when you let the ego go aside and you realize you were both young. Shit, we was in the club. So, but that's the thing about us, like that ego.
And that goes back to what Brooks said too, it's like, I could have smashed her and still like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't no.
But it wasn't me.
I know that wasn't you. And see, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to like.
No, I found out you didn't confess, Negro.
I know, but it's like y'all know a comedian. Matter of fact, dude, if you look at, he kind of remind you of Patrice Neal.
Yeah.
The one who died. Yeah. He wore fedoras too. You ever know comedian Patrice Neal?
No.
Yeah,
he's a funny dude. He passed away, man, going too soon. He's wearing fedoras. And he had a joke where he said, ladies, why, where my, this my camera? He's like, ladies, why if we step out on you, what? We don't tell you because we don't want to hurt you. We're doing it to protect you.
No, you doing it to protect your own ass.
Well, that too. But you know what I'm saying?
Because hurting me would have mean you didn't give her mine. Hurting me would mean you didn't give her mine. So you didn't care about hurting me because what you wanted meant more.
Well, yeah, you selfish in that moment.
And I'm not saying it was sex you wanted. You might like for you, it was to deny that you was feeling more than you supposed to be feeling like that.
But it was sex.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And what real talk? Real talk is sex, and it was easy sex.
Yeah, it's easy. That's easy.
And like you said, not saying real easy, but that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, that's what I was used to. You was like, hold on, let me get back to me.
I might put in a little something, and then the females, like, they had liked me and stuff like that, and I put in a low effort. I put in effort.
You put in low effort. You was low effort. You was young.
And they wanted me, so you know what I'm saying? So, that's what I was used to. Then when we hooked up, man, I think it was like maybe 9 months.
Yeah, we was going almost a year.
And blue balls and all that shit, man. I was like, what the
But I wasn't giving out my value system.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you something I never told you since we done. At one
since point, we done went here,
At one point where we was, because I think I was like, when I met you, you was 17. I was 19, about to turn 20. Yeah.
Why you was gonna give yourself them 3 years? You was 20.
So right, because I was already out of high school, and I think it was your last year, right? So I think after like 7 months, I think it was like 7 months, we and her would talk on the phone, we kicking and hanging out. I didn't tell you this. At one point, I was about to stop dealing with you.
Yeah. Oh, I know you was.
Real talk. I was like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I was about to start, right? But it was, guess who told me, I don't even deal with him now.
Oh, with an M?
No.
Okay.
Because if you
with a C.
Yeah, you think about it. Mike wasn't even around like that.
So with a C. Okay.
Because, and it necessarily wasn't him. He just revered something. He had hauled at Age. Remember Age?
No.
Adrian.
I don't. Yeah. No.
Used to be police.
Oh, okay.
So
we whispering on the mic.
I know, right? So he was talking to him like, yeah, boy, he got this little one, boy. She right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think he said something about, a mentor. Oh, yeah, they done, nah, man, he ain't done nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? And they've been like, it's like 7, 8, 9 months, whatever, however long. I knew it wasn't less than 7 months. I knew that for sure. And so he was like, I was like, yeah, man, I ain't know, man, how long I could do this, man. I probably about throwing the towel because the thing get quit. And he was like, man, shit, boy, don't do that, boy. I told Edge about him. He was like, man, they tell my man to hang in there, boy. Trust me, man, it could be worth it in the long. You don't want this long yet. Tell him don't give up this shit. Just hang in there, boy. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, boy. I was about to throw in the towel and tell you, hey, see you, because I don't wait this long for no draws, boy.
But see, that's what happens when you show people to value yourself. Because not to say people who sleep together off the bat, you gotta have a bad relationship. But you have to, and at the same time, he said he put in effort. He didn't even know that's what he was doing at that age. You see what I'm saying? Because he put in, he stole, bought me stuff, took me out, all that stuff like that. Maintained. I was like, yeah, bro, because the minute you slipping, I'm slipping too. You know what I'm saying? And I think. Because he even thought at one time I've been cheating or whatever, the football dude that came to my job.
Well, later on you told me to do, you was.
But I wasn't cheating, no, I was not cheating.
You was kicking it with old boy or something?
Nah.
You told me, oh, he's trying to sell me his car.
Yeah, I was going to buy a car, right? And I contacted the dude, but the car, and the dude tried to holler. Right? And in the midst of hollering at me, he asked why I worked. And I told him why I worked. So what was so funny, the dude, did y'all show up first? He showed up first.
Dude, he showed up first.
So he came by to see me at work, right? I'm talking to him. The dude comes to my job. And I'm looking, I ain't got nothing to hide, so I'm talking to both of them at the same time. He looking like he about ready to fuck shit up. Because he like, I know this motherfucker, probably in his head thinking that. And I'm looking at dude like, you need to leave because we was talking about a car. And now I got to explain this over here later on. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So that's why I told him, he was like, you sure? I said, bruh. I'm smart enough not to tell nobody where I work, knowing that he might pop up. Yeah. And so, so that's how that went. So there ain't don't try to play me.
I ain't found out till years after we was adult. Yeah, that dude been try to haul at me.
I was like, no, I'm trying to buy his car because you know what's going to set him off. I was like, I ain't even tell him about the haul apart. I said, man, no, you trying to send me the car. But that's what I'm saying. But that's growth. You see what I'm saying? But him knowing those things about himself, it was like, you have to show people what you want, the same thing, what you're going to give him, because he got my time. You see what I'm saying? Like, when I get my head done, that's when he really wanted to see me, when I got my head done. And so, but it was like, you gave him your time and you gave him that level of conversation or whatever he needed. You see what I'm saying? Or he wasn't even lasted that long before he was like, man, I'm about to be out, and put in the work that he did put in. Yeah. So that was us young. You think I'm about to accept less now? Play it now.
I'm be honest with you, I don't think even now, and I'm like 40 plus, I never waited that long for
49. So he is 49, and that's the longest he's ever waited.
I never waited that long. What? I never waited that long for no draws.
Oh,
ever.
Since then.
Ever again?
Never, ever again. Yeah. Never. Now, granted, I'm older, I'm respectful, but to be honest with you, I'm not, like I told Brooks, I told you this before, I'm not sexually active. The real talk. I'm just really, I don't even know if I got the energy. I'm taking B. My dog. I just went to my doctor to check up, and my test.
What does that mean? Are you like
your testosterone low?
No, that's
asexual?
Not low. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Hey,
no.
Like, what you mean by that? It's people who like that. They sex with themselves.
So now jokes on me now.
They'll want
No. No, it's like, I don't know, man. I guess my mind be sort of preoccupied, and I realize I'm not a pit bull no more with the pink thing running around. I'm not saying I won't do it. Yeah. I'm not saying I won't do it, but I'm just not. I'm really not that. Back then, like, when I cheated and stuff. Yeah. I messed with multiple females. Now I really don't. I don't care to do that.
Yeah.
I really don't have the energy. Oh my God.
That's just draining.
Not just that, man. Because I won't take a nap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I sit down and try to watch a football game and all this. I said, damn, boy, I'm getting old, boy. I never fall asleep before midnight. Now, I be fighting to keep my eyes open. Yeah. That's not to say I won't have sex. If I'm kicking it with somebody, then I can literally be content with just her. Whereas back in the day, her, I may have to sample another little flavor here and there and stuff like that. And then even with her, I don't gotta have sex all the time. You know what I'm saying? I think, I don't know, man. I think I just want to take a nap sometimes.
But that goes back to what I said, like a lot of men just want the same cuddle or holding intimacy we want. Because sex has to mean, sex has to mean something.
But he a millennial. He want it all the time.
But no, because I do too.
You what? Well, I heard that about women.
Yeah, but no, especially once you get older and if you're healthier. Because see, God play a funny trick. We're the reverse. You are hypersexually when you're younger. We're hypersexually when we're older.
That's why y'all date younger men?
No, that's why some people do. But young dudes can't keep up. Trust that. Okay, and so it's like
if I can't keep up, I don't want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you and I heard I had one tell me I wasn't ready. I knew you weren't. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm respectfully help you on your way. So, but it's like, like have a good day. But it's like. So we want the same things. It's not that I'm like no bunny rabbit like this. You see what I'm saying? But it's like that expression to me. You see what I'm saying? Is that outlet for me when I'm really into my man. You know what I mean? Like that cuddle and that love, I can sit there and hold them and we can chill. You see what I'm saying? But when it's time for that expression, I'm all in. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. It ain't like I'm no rabbit or not. It ain't like that either. Sometimes shit, I'm asleep.
Right.
But it's like that expression is there. So yeah, I am a healthy individual when it comes to that type of need. Whether it's the car, the house, whatever, and because you gotta keep it exciting too. So it's like, but that's just the reality of it. What it is just a trippy joke, but it's not. I think we value our time and our body and our spirit and our energy more. So you just ain't giving everybody no sample. I take the time to put this lotion on. I'm not bothering with you, for real. And then especially if you looking at him like, that about to suck. I'm just go home.
It seemed like when I was younger, you had to like chase the women. They try to get them to do it. But as I got, I'm gonna say 30s, a little bit older, it seemed like it wasn't. Like they letting you know what time it is. Like they want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Time is valuable. We ain't wasting that no more.
It's like damn. I'm thinking like, okay, we gonna hang out for a little bit and this and that. After a while, she like, damn. So what's
you giving up them drawers?
Yeah. So like, damn. I was like, damn. The tables have turned.
But I think
like this back in the day.
I think because the value of time now and the acceptance that. And women are sexual beings as they are.
Yeah. And women are empowering. Yeah. They're very empowering.
Because we've always been sexual beings. It's just that you weren't taught to express it. But you were taught to express it with the side dude, not the husband. And just like men were taught to express the freaky side with the side piece and not the wife. Yeah. That was puritanical stuff. You see what I'm saying? They was taught us. So, but millennials, it's not regardless of millennials or Generation Z, they move the same way. They want intimacy, but this right here, all this in their ear, is teaching them a whole different shallow being with sex. Like Ronnie, you think Ronnie humping the floor. And I don't care what dude tell you he want a porn star. He wants you to be a porn star in bed, but a lady and not everybody's business in that street. That's two different things. Right. But we done got that twisted. We out here with the porn star. And why half of y'all ain't gonna never get wiped up by no decent ass dude?
Which that ain't even real.
And half of these dudes ain't gonna catch no decent broad because you ain't fixing what's there that makes you want to accept somebody like that. Men are very possessive. How you out here talking? You Paulie any goddamn thing.
You think so? I think women are a little bit more possessive.
No, we are possessive, but men, we emotionally possessive. That's how we can forgive if you cheat and you really sorry. Men, we cheat. We can kiss a dude with a hole. You see what I'm saying? We cheat. Y'all can't get that out y'all mind. Like Best Man was an anomaly because he wanted to beat that dude down. But it's like, but he had to accept he wasn't the best person either.
You know why we like that?
Why?
Because unlike you guys, y'all equate love with emotion. Yeah. We equate love with sex.
Yeah.
But sex,
so that's all you've been allowed to feel.
Sex and violence. We can have sex but not be in love. Yeah. But when we love you, our ultimate expression of that is sex. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't want to sit there and hold you, I love you so much. No. That's fine, but we need sexual intercourse for that love to feel more whole.
I think y'all need sexual energy too, not just sexual intercourse.
Well, yeah.
You can sit here like if your woman sitting on your lap and you know she really can love you, right? Mm-hmm. And she got her hand on the back of your head, rubbing the back of your head like this, you done up. Okay, bro? Yeah. So it's not always about the sex fully per se, the intercourse,
true,
but it's that intimacy that's built along with that. That's how you can have her sitting on your lap and y'all chilling. You know what I'm saying? And go to sleep. Because it's that intimacy more than the intercourse.
When you get to that stage in your relationship, when you that comfortable with a person, you can do that. But when you so into her, like men, if a man, men be in love with women so much, And so, and I'm not saying women don't love men, but you know, we love for different reasons, you know. So the ultimate expression of our love for us is sex.
I think that's the ultimate expression because it's a giving or cleaving into
exactly.
one another.
It is.
And for women, it's kind of the same thing, but we get to the place that we understand if the intimacy is not there. Like, and I think men got to be comfortable too saying the holding her means just as much to me too. You know what I mean? Yeah, the sex is the sex, but the holding her means just as much.
Because I think with you guys, y'all need that.
We need the mind control.
Exactly.
We need the
and there's nothing wrong with that. And some men say
mind.
you need it as well too. But the thing is with us, whereas y'all need that. Okay, so women, y'all need the mental stimulation from that man, right? We necessarily don't need mental stimulation from y'all. You know why? Because just looking at y'all, we already mentally stimulated.
Yeah, you're visual.
You're curves and this and that. We already mentally. See, you already doing foreplay to us without us have to even do it to you. Like you say, don't blame us, blame God.
That's the way you're wired.
That's the way we was programmed, you know? So we necessarily don't need that mental. Well, we do need mental stimulation. I'm sorry, we do need that, but we already kind of getting that. We just have to, you know, tone it and give you guys what y'all need. You know what I'm saying?
But just like we got to give you what you need. I don't get mad at a man who's saying, okay, something changed doesn't turn him on, or some type of women don't turn him on, because men are very visual creatures, right? And so when you understand that, you say, okay, this is what turns them on. So when women getting fake, whatever, I hate women when they do that thinking it's gonna get no man, because men out here dating women built like linebackers. Okay, and love them.
It just depends on what they're attracted to. That's
men out here dating women big as this damn Mike, skinny as Mike.
Obese women.
Yeah, obese women.
I got uncles who like nothing but. I mean, let's be political. Portly.
Whatever.
Oh my goodness.
But so it's like whatever's feeding for
them. Whatever.
So that visual thing starts simulating them all the way. Because before a man know you intelligent and you sweet, he looked at you. Okay.
Of course, you got
and
for sure.
Then once he has that conversation, it say, oh damn, it gets deeper. And there is no species on the planet. I don't care if you get a peacock female, a praying mantis female, a lion female, a goddamn seahorse female. There is no species that's not a female on this planet that ain't more manipulative and deadly than a goddamn woman.
Facts.
You understand?
That is facts.
And the thing is, the reason I say that is because we can, and you hope that it's a healthy manipulation. That's how God designed. We can manipulate men to be their best. Okay, and we can. That's why the pastors tell you who you marry means something. So you want to be, you want a type of woman who's gonna manipulate you in the good way. Like, baby, I love when you drink that almond milk because you're so healthy and that turned me on. You know, you gonna drink all the almond milk. You gonna get off the cow. You gonna eat that fruit. You gonna eat that vegetable. Or you can sit there and say, well, you ain't making me happy because I ain't got this jewelry. I ain't got this bag. And he'll go out there and try to kill himself to get it for you. So it all about what's the manipulation. You got, like I said, wars started because of women whispering in ears, and people thought men ran countries. Women whispered in a whole lot of ears. And so when you say that, I said your goal is to find the person who puts in the effort. In order for Eagle to get the eagle female, he put in effort. In order for the praying mantis, the peacock, the lion, they put in effort to get these females. So when you, as a species with the opposable thumb and a bigger brain, you allow people not to even put in effort. And it's a respectable effort. It's not, he ain't bought me a $100,000 Birkin bag. That ain't no goddamn effort. You understand? Not for somebody who making $5,000 a month. So it's like, so it's like a respectable effort of time and the resources that he does have. You understand me? Because women got to see you can catch me. Even if you make less than me, can you catch me when I fall with what you got? You see what I'm saying? Can you catch me when I'm emotionally in this goddamn about to scream in this closet? Just like I gotta catch you when you need it. Because men don't understand. Your woman wants you. If she loves you, she wants you to be vulnerable with her. Because that tells you, damn, you really do trust me. Yeah. You really do love me. Because it's women holding men's secrets. That's why men tell them gangsters tell other people, tell their woman their stuff. They didn't tell the homeboy. They told the woman who was their gangster, who was their doggone husbands. Because the woman held their secrets in the mob organizations. Because they don't want to see the father of their children or their child going to jail, getting killed, so they going to hold it. And even now, if you cheat, they be like, you about to get caught up, bro. But they hold that to you. That's why women destroy your property when you cheat. Yeah. Because you told me that meant more to you than me. So I'm going to hurt what means more to you. When Left Eye birthed them sneakers, because them sneakers meant more to him than her. He didn't cheat on Nike brand, did he? He cheated on me.
I think women like you said, y'all can forgive more for cheating.
Yeah. If we see you real sorry.
Because you said, and you said the emotional.
Yeah.
Because there's some degree they may, because first thing they're going to ask is, you know, do you love her? And most men can just smash without love. But for us, why it's so hard, because y'all have used that factor don't work to
a
men.
man get in our mind.
You can't say that, well, it was just sex, but I love you. Your sex is our love.
He mentally had to get to that woman in some form, and not for her to give it to
exactly,
him.
And we equate love with sex, so it doesn't work the same for us.
I'm not forgiving when it comes to cheating like that. For me, even because I look at it as loyalty more than you loving me. So you put.
So you like him?
You were you were willing to lose me.
Yeah.
For something that wasn't important, and that means I'm not as important as I thought I was to you. So that's how I look at infidelity for me. But some people, I know that's not a deal breaker. You know what I mean? But for me, I looked at the loyalty factor. Like, you were willing to do this to me when, especially if you know you had a plethora of opportunities and you didn't do it. You're like, oh, I can remain true to this and you can't. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're giving the person your best. But here's the thing I found. When people cheat, the other person already knew something was up. You already knew your relationship had problems. Y'all just tiptoed around it. The man knows too. You're all both tiptoeing around it. If you feel it, she feel it. But people tiptoe because nobody want to address, because nobody want to deal with the drama.
Unless if he oblivious, a dude got on rose-tinted glasses, or he don't
Sometimes
pay attention
to.
Some men don't pay attention to their women.
They don't.
Because they ego, she couldn't do that to me.
She couldn't do it to me.
She couldn't do it to me, but yet let her hear a rumor about you cheating. Like you said, she investigating.
We going to find everything
Men
out.
need to get off their damn ego and go investigate.
That's why it's hard for y'all to cheat, because we going to investigate.
Exactly.
Yeah, let me ask this, because this has been one of the best podcasts we've had. Actually, the longest podcast that we've ever had. So there you go. Almost 2 hours here. You were talking about how God made it so that men and women almost like, complement each other and all of that. Right now we're living in one of the most loneliest societies, and
I'm not lonely.
I think people don't know the effects of loneliness.
Yeah. Yep.
Loneliness is basically like smoking a pack of cigarettes every single day. You know what I mean? So the effects of it, when you get into it, not to get too deep into that, but what do you think, how can we combat something like that? Because, I think we all know that, like, hey, like, basically, like, men and women need to be together. I mean, I'm single right now, like, but like,
shoot your shot, ladies. Shoot your shot.
In a way, it's like, even though we know that, like, we need to, like, be together, it's almost like we're almost coming at each other too, and it's hard to, like, find common ground in today's world, especially with, like, it's a new world. Like, it's different. Like, it's not like how when our parents were growing up or whatever. But what do you think about all of that? Sorry.
Well, no, you're correct. So, no, you're fine. It is like the highest percentage of loneliness, especially right now, is affecting men between 25 to 35 years old. Yeah. And so I have friends who are psychologists and who therapists, and they're seeing a lot of young men now because of loneliness. And it's just not in the U.S., it's worldwide. You literally have people right now who are renting themselves out as friends, and they making $10,000 a month. Do you understand me? And so, but it all boils down to... You
said renting themselves out as friends?
I'll hang with you for like an hour, 2 hours, and this is a certain rate, and we can do whatever you want to do. Like, we go to the park, we go out to eat, we do all that, and people making money.
I don't think I ever be that desperate.
Yeah. Like, you look at Asian countries, it's big there. So, because now think about it, they got 1 billion people, and there's a lot of men. So you're dealing with an epidemic that literally is getting stoked by the same people who's suffering. And even by us, and I'm talking the Xers and the millennials and what is the Zs. So you're all sitting there trying to tap into this inanimate object, which is this phone, and hoping that gives you a feeling. But the pandemic taught you that we needed human interaction. Because people was depressed, people killed them, committed, I don't lie, but it was suicide. We trying to fancy that. And we looked at that and said, okay, so now when you were saying that, we complemented each other. So biblically, when God punished us when Eve ate the fruit, right? When Eve ate. So one of the punishments he gave to Eve was that now your husband will be over you. So that told me that we were equal in the garden. We were equal. Because in order for that to be one of the punishments, it had to mean it wasn't at the beginning. So he was like, he said, your husband will be over you. You will have pain in childbirth. And you will have the constant, what is it? I'm going to jack that part up. The worry or the cleaving unto him. Meaning we going to always be wanting your love and fighting for it. You see what I'm saying? And mentally. So we have to first say, let me put down all the ego and all the lies that's being told. Because half of these podcasts are run by people who ain't been through for real, no real damn shit and no relationship. Like people say, well, why should your opinion matter? You know, and I was like, that's up to you if it matters to you. But I can tell you from a single person, I can tell you from a married person, I can tell you friend who's friends with their exes, I can tell you from a mother of 3 kids, 21 to 16. I can tell you from a business owner perspective. I can tell you from a best friend perspective. I can tell you from a person who sits there with men on a daily basis and have conversations. So that's where my experience comes from. And I can tell you from an unbiased person, because I just don't do stuff just to say, prove I'm right. I'm like, okay, let me see what you're talking about. Now, if you're a snake, it's 2 types of snakes. A snake that just want to argue and a snake that actually don't know. You see? So when I'm saying this, so you get with people who say, okay, find your tribe that wants to get out of what you're in. Too many of y'all finding tribes that got you in when you in. Oh, your safe space here of loneliness, a safe space here, depression, a safe space here of incel or whatever they want to call them. They find these safe spaces instead of find the opposite of what that safe space is. Because the opposite is going to challenge you to say, okay, go out to a bar. The reason one of the main reasons I'll still date, right? I tell people, I say, I don't want to get so used to my peace, my unfettered peace, where I don't even want to deal with basic relationship stuff. Like, damn, he breathing too hard away. He got that straw. I don't even like that straw on him. You know, so you got to make sure you stay consistently dealing with people. That's why more people are becoming introverted. Because peace is, man, when peace is there, that is the most best thing moving.
It's true.
And when you get somebody who chaotic, you leave quicker. You like, oh, I'm good over here. You have fun. He's like, damn, bro, all I said, no, you good. You good. Don't even worry about calling me no more. Yeah. And so it's like we have to still get out of those boxes. And for young people, they can have all these movie nights and game nights and go out to these things, which they need to go to. Meet people, because trust, there's somebody who like you. But y'all got to get off of this phone as defining what that like is. The dude who makes 7 figures, the dude who this, and for real, and that, and not to say, people say, well, why should black women dumb down what they want? Nobody telling you to dumb down what you want. But if you want that, then you damn sure got to put yourself in the space of those things that you want. And then you got to move in realism. I don't want to hear it happened for her because he married her and she wasn't what y'all said, a millionaire, a multimillionaire one. That is the exception. That is not the rule. And we getting too twisted with what the rules are. So I could sit here, and I'm not telling you this because I think I'm better than anybody, but I walk in a room with millionaire dudes. You understand me? I know on average they're looking for somebody that's borderline arm candy on their arm because they don't need you for money. Hopefully you intelligent enough to carry a conversation and loving enough to give them the mental and spiritual stability they need. Otherwise, they're not checking for you if you're not the ideal of what they think is a trophy person. And I'm not saying they don't want the mental and spiritual, but they still want that looks because I done bust my ass for this.
Yeah,
exactly.
So if a broke dude, Ray Charles, who was blind, used to feel on women's wrists to see if they was big. Because he know I can't see you, but my homies can.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think we walk it, and just like men, you're our eye candy too. We just give you more grace than y'all give us with that. But you're our eye candy too. So it's like, what? So you have to go on with that and say, okay, so if I'm sitting, and nobody say rate yourself, think high about yourself, okay? Because that's attractive. But know when you going out there, don't step to somebody that might look at you like, what we doing? Why would you think you can talk to me? And so you want to take somebody whose face is open, who's friendly. Even if you don't think you got a chance, like I'm very nice to dudes who approach me, even if they ain't got a chance in hell. Okay, I'm nice to them. I speak to them. I be like, hey, how are you? You say, I am. I'm real with it because it takes a lot for a man to approach you and worry about get dejected. I don't want to mess you up when you don't say hi to Susie who might like you cross there. I don't want to do that to you. So I'm going to be polite. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But then when you don't take it, then I got to take it there. Because I had a guy tell me that in one of the videos I did, he was like, well, you women say you want a nice man, because I kept telling him I was not interested in going out with him. And he was like, well, you women say you want a nice man. I said, we do want a nice man. I'm just not interested in you. That doesn't have anything to do with me wanting a nice man. I'm not interested in dating you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they try to flip it Well, no, I don't want you. But you have to go back. You got to get out of your bubbles. You got to get out of your comfort zone. This phone, whether you internet dating or whatever, is only so much. You got to go
seek
physically.
the opposite.
Seek the opposite.
Your safe spaces.
Yeah, like how y'all are introverted people. My oldest son is an introverted person, so I kind of force him to be like, "No, you going with us? Come on." He be like, "Mom, I'm good. I'm good." I said, "You going with us?" You know. I said, "Otherwise, how you gonna meet the women you like if all you go is to work?" And you go to the movies or the restaurants that he wants to every now and then. You gotta go. I don't care if it's at Target, bro. Holler at the girl at Target. And here's the thing. And men, I know men big question is, well, how do I holler at her? She at the gas station. If she at Target, I won't be disrespectful. Speak to her and say, hey, right? And if she give you some type of opening, just be like, hey, I don't want to disturb your time, but you know, are you single or available? You ask that right there. Okay? They're gonna give you the time of day with that answer. Whatever answer they give you, if it's an open answer, go for broke. But be respectful in how you approach it. You know, I asked a dude one time, I said, hey, you single? He paused for like 3 seconds. I said, I'm good. And he
was shocked.
No.
Women don't only ask dude.
No. He was trying to think because he wanted to risk it all.
Yeah. Oh, he said, damn, should I tell her the truth or tell her a lie?
Right. Yeah. And see, my friend was like, well, maybe he was going to say, okay, he was single, but he was dating. Or he was separated. He might have been divorcing. And so he can't technically say single. I said, tell you something. If a man is in those spaces, he already ready with the answer. If he dating somebody and it's not monogamous, not like that, he like, yeah, I'm single. You see what I'm saying? If he's separated and getting divorced, he be like, yeah, I'm saying he'll be ready with the answer. I'm separated, getting divorced. He ain't pausing. The reason he pausing because he's in a relationship. And he's trying to say, God damn it, if she didn't ask me that, I damn sure would have got her number and went out with her. You see what I'm saying? I was like, and he just like said, have a nice night.
Right.
See, and women got to ask men too these questions because some men don't know. Because some men are oblivious. Because they're thinking, well, she ain't going to be interested. Let me chill over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to be like, hey, how are you? You good? And you ain't got to come across sexual because that's how you lead and I hope you get them.
Right.
Be like, hey, are you good? Like, how you doing? And then the guy be like, oh, shit, okay. He going to sit up. Because he like, let me present myself as a man. Let me present myself as a hunter. So, yeah. So I like get out and do the opposite. And go for broke. Because you ain't coming back to do this over. This life ain't no dress rehearsal.
Yeah. This is it.
So,
This is it.
Yep.
Well, man, this has been a great one.
Yeah.
Over 2 hours, so
God
you know.
dang. 12 strong.
With Miss Veronica.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes,
our lights went off, by the way.
Oh, dang.
I didn't even realize it.
Dang.
I didn't even realize
That had me on light
Yeah.
like we done kicked this mood. It's over. It's over.
It came on late and it left early.
That's right.
I even had to step out for a minute.
Right.
I'm glad you guys are still
weak
here holding it down.
bladder. Weak bladder Negro. That's the age.
Hey, no,
That's
man.
the age.
That's that green tea.
That's the age, guy.
Green tea.
That age. You know, when you're 3 years older, that's that age.
You know what that means? Green tea equals pee. No,
Well, do you want people to find you? What
Yeah.
what you got going on? Tell us.
Well,
let them know. Let them people know. That's
a
your
lot
camera
going
right there.
on. Oh, that's my camera right here.
Yeah,
Well, I have a lot
yeah,
going
yeah.
on. I have
Yep.
multiple projects, so look forward. The strike is over, hopefully. They kind of going back and forth. But television and film projects, indie coming. So you can always follow me on Dame Media at all my handles. So my website is DAMMIMEDIA.com. And I'm also launching a podcast, which I've been asked to do for over 10 years. Before it was podcast. And that's going to be Why You Shouldn't with Veronica. Is the name of the podcast, and it's a play on things that we should do, but the reasons we think we shouldn't. And so you can follow that and get all that information on Dame Media, DAMMIMEDIA.com, and you'll read a little bit about me as well. So.
Word. Right. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I enjoy myself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Showing you how exes can still get along.
Oh yeah.
Even though they aired all your dirty laundry. Nah.
Look. He letting y'all ladies know he ain't no homemonger no more. He go to sleep.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Need a nap.
And Brooks is so sweet. Y'all ladies better get at Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Brooks over here like a fluffy, like a teddy bear.
Come on.
Like a teddy bear.
You know?
Like a teddy bear on y'all around here.
Fedora on. Check him out.
Brooks like, I'm sweet. I'm ready to cater to you. I'm ready to be of service to you, girl.
He said he getting married with no prenup.
And that's
No
how you
prenup.
should. Look, let the chips
Yeah.
fall. They fall. They fall.
Hey, yeah.
You know, he don't care.
It
Take
ain't
all his
real.
money.
It ain't real unless you know.
You got to put some risk. This
If
Vegas.
it's about money.
He said he
This
don't
Vegas,
care.
there you go.
Take
Yeah.
all his money. He don't
There
care. Take.
You know this one right here gonna be stingy.
Yep. All the way.
We getting
All
a
the
free
way,
now. We
you
getting
know?
a free now.
Oh, like, I gotta protect that $2 in the bank.
You damn right. Hey, my son got to get some of that.
I can't.
I can't get him. No, $5. I can't. Get, I can't get him half of my $5.
No, he said you can get $1.50.
He can get $1. That $4 go to my son.
There you go. There you go.
All right, y'all. Once again, I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix.
And I was Veronica Pearson here joining them.
All right.
And we out. Black Summit out.
Black Summit. Peace.
Peace.
That was fun.